liquor in beautiful downtown Lake Charles. It's a good night, a good day.
Good day?
I'm used to night shows, man.
It's Louisiana. You can drink whenever you want here.
It always screws me up when you go during the day. You know that. It
Good
always
to go.
screws me up.
Thank you, Ryan.
Everything sounds good. Thank you, Ryan. We got Ryan in the house with us, as always.
We got Ryan,
I feel like he's
Stephanie,
always there.
Chuck,
Got a bunch of people in
Mitzi.
the house. God,
The whole gang's here.
I feel dead. I need.
Before we get started, I know you already said everybody that's here.
Yes.
Thank y'all for being here. Miss Ashley, thank you for having us. We couldn't be more excited.
We're gonna put her in the hot seat in a minute.
Louisiana is like Texas' little brother. Yes. We love y'all, and we are so excited to be here.
We got to protect the boot, man. As big brother, we got to protect the boot. So we're protecting the boot.
But we're excited, and it's the middle of the day, and we're about to start day drinking.
I know.
So let's have some fun.
You got to love day drinking.
Absolutely.
You got to love day drinking.
So I guess we're not really doing a smoke of the week this week.
No, I don't think.
Have you picked up anything interesting? Have you smoked anything interesting?
I've got some stuff.
I am a little sad. Hate that we had to miss
I
that.
missed that.
Barry Brenniger, co-founder and national brand rep, yes, co-founder, was in Beaumont, Texas, signing bottles. It was a great event. We had a ton of fun. He's a super great guy. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can find him. They're making great stuff right out of Kentucky, and they're not afraid to explore and experiment with wood finishes, which I think is really cool. The maple was by far my favorite that I tasted.
Oak staves.
They're doing great stuff, and they're not afraid to experiment. And they're going to have a brand destination in Lexington soon. List
going on just over the way.
And anytime we're in Louisiana, we're immediately going to bring up JT Meleck.
Yes.
We love Mia, Mike, everybody over at JT Meleck. They're making great stuff, and they're doing it. We've got something new coming out at some point. If you've seen the video of the new
white label,
it's like that weird lavender color label. Rival my favorite single barrel I've had, and I've got, if you've ever seen my background, I've got about 7 single barrels on my shelf.
Right.
This one is by far top 2.
I can actually see comments.
Jack Daniel's store pick. It is a single barrel. It comes in at a whopping 128.9 proof, so great proof on it. If you're thinking, oh, it's just old number 7, throw that out, throw it in the trash, because it is not. This is anything in the short squatty bottle, and I'll give that to Miss Ashley. She made a really good point. If it's in a short squatty bottle, whether it's a single barrel, barrel proof, cheers. What's going on, Kev? Thank you for joining in.
Ooh.
Yep.
It's a good one.
That'll do.
Kudos to you. That's a good one.
Yes.
A very good one.
No, not at all.
No. That's a outstanding.
Absolutely.
High quality stuff. So can we bring her in now? You know we got to. We got to bring her in. I mean, she is.
Who?
She is hosting.
I mean,
she is hosting us.
I guess my first question is, who are we bringing in? Are we bringing in Ashley or are we bringing in Jezzy?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
She didn't even hear us.
She didn't. She's busy selling stuff. That as a good entrepreneur should do.
Oh, okay.
So we'll
oh, she's working at work?
Yes, she's working at work.
I hate it when that happens.
So what are the odds that we can get Jazzy and Mama Mitzi in the same shot? We do have 4 mics.
0.
0%?
Not happening.
I feel like we might can do that.
I don't know if she could see over the bar.
So the odds of the Nissan.
These are not 4-wheel drive.
That's their strap in the back. You know, Bucky for the longest time didn't know the Bucky's not a croc guy. Doesn't know the whole 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive. Yeah.
I hate Crocs.
It sucks.
Ugh, that's really good.
That is really good.
That's a good one.
I don't know if we're staying connected. If I'm being completely honest with you.
Are we staying connected?
Reconnecting.
Did we reconnect? It shows we're still live, doesn't it? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, it does. It just said reconnecting, so I just wanted to make sure we were good to go.
Reconnect?
All right.
Welcome to my debut.
I just work here.
You just work here. That's funny. How much of a delay do we got?
Jesse sent me.
That's
How
what
about
I'm
that?
saying. Can you turn your hotspot on?
Yeah, I can.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It's fine. Give me just a
I
second.
asked.
I know.
And you said,
My music's still playing. That means I
fine.
still have internet.
It's fine. I got this. Give me a second. Talk. Kill the dead
Thank
air.
you.
Talk.
These are my newest ones.
Hotspot and tethering. Here we go. Hotspot.
the crew looks better already. Thanks, Ryan.
Look at that. It's amazing. All right, you should be in. I've got it on.
Hello, Tina.
What is
Should be
your
my phone. Yeah, it should say.
in-stream?
Yes.
Okay. I think we're good.
Okay, good. Fantastic.
Are we doing well?
I think so. Do we look good? No idea.
Hang on.
Where are we at? What are you doing?
It's a little delayed.
How much?
All right, I think
Okay,
we're good to
There we
go.
go.
All right. So, if you don't mind, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes,
Let
please.
let everybody know who you are and what we're doing.
I'm
don't know.
I'm
She's
Ashley
nervous as
Rozas.
shit right now.
Do
too.
not get shy now.
I'm not nervous.
I have seen your videos.
We've seen.
It's just everybody's looking at me.
Welcome to our world.
Look, everybody turns around.
Aww.
It's fine.
I'll tell you this from experience. You have not lived until you've been sitting in the Beaumont Civic Center, and I do my normal opening, which is loud
Yes.
as shit. And all the vendors all of a sudden just stopped and turned and looked at me. And Bucky goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, it's like 11 a.m. and they're all
Why are
trying
we
to
doing
be
this at
serious and
11
set
a.m.?
up.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yes, so I'm Ashley Rozas, and I'm the owner of Lake Street Liquor. And we're doing a podcast with the Functional Gentlemen right now. I'm very thankful for these guys. They're awesome. We've been trying to coordinate for a little while. I have awesome customers that have talked me up a little bit to them, so maybe they stalked me a little bit. And here they are.
Wait a minute now.
He stalked.
if you do put a restraining order on, so let me know before
Before you,
I don't want to go to jail.
Especially people as nervous.
Gotta have something in my hands.
We see what you do on your Facebook and stuff. Your social
that's
media game
different.
is very strong.
No.
You can't get nervous now. It's not going to happen now. We're not going to allow it.
So
That's so
we've
good.
interviewed a lot of distillers, owners, master blenders, people that work for distilleries. And one of the first things we always like to ask is, what's your origin story? How did you get started? Who is Ashley? Where did you come from? And why Lake Street Liquor?
Well, so I mainly tell people, like, the first thing that comes to my mind when people ask me, like, why are you here? How'd you do this? What got you started? I had absolutely zero background in the liquor business or anything. I have an accounting background, and I did oil and gas abstracts for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So Lake Street Liquor chose me, and it literally did. The couple that I bought it from, had bought it from a lady by the name of Miss Sue Vera that owned the store for 39 years. And this was just Miss Sue's baby, and everybody still talks about her. She is awesome. She and her sister Lisa are crazy, and they've made this place a staple. And so the couple that bought it, Shane and Stephen Laughlin, I'm friends with them. And I would come to the tastings on Fridays.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we would do it up here. And so I supported them because they're my friends, and it's local. And then they needed a manager because theirs was moving. And she's like, hello. And I'm like, what?
What?
And she was like, call me now. I was like, what? She was like, we want you to run the liquor store. I'm like, you've lost your mind. Like, I'm telling you,
Lost your mind.
we had to go to lunch at least 2 or 3 times, and it took me like 2 months to say, okay, I'll try it. But what I didn't realize at the time is that, my father-in-law was still alive back in 2019 whenever I took the management position, and he immediately was like, you need to buy the store. Like, my father owned the store, and I'm like, wait what? Your father owned the store? Like,
That's a big jump from
Yes.
managing.
Like, where did this even go? And I
From
hadn't.
managing to owning in a day.
Yes.
Love it.
And so I was like, Pop, I don't even know if I'm going to be good at it. Like, he's like, oh, don't kid yourself. What do you mean? And I'm like, I'm serious. Like, I've never done this. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
And so he said, no, seriously, you should do it. And my husband pushed me too, because, he's like, who wouldn't want to own a liquor store, And I'm like, well, it's not just all unicorns and rainbows.
Even though you have them painted on the front, we saw
I
on
do.
the drive-in.
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
my unicorns and rainbows.
We saw that on the drive-in. I'm like, okay,
Yes,
we're in
that's
the
the
right place.
illusion.
Oh,
So,
The illusion.
thought about it, whatever. I started, and I absolutely fell in love with the business. Like, very exactly what we do here.
Right.
So we had to. Then my husband's like, "What are you even doing with yourself? You know, like." It's your face now.
It's your baby. You might as well.
It's your customers. It's your reps, and you've got all these relationships, and now you're designing it. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. So that's how it began. And then when I went, before I made it public, I called Miss Sue and I asked her if I could go visit with them because I wanted to tell them face to face. And I visited with them for like 2 hours, and I said, I just want to pick your brain. Like, at what point did my father-in-law's dad own the store? And she goes, well, my Uncle Eddie bought it from him, and I'm like, so he's like the OG of Lake Street Liquor? And she was like, yes.
That's always a good thing to know.
That's
I was
pretty
like,
cool.
It's literally
wow.
like a full circle moment.
It is, and that's why there's a circle in my logo.
Okay.
Because
I like
it has
that.
come full circle in the Rozas family.
It's always been Lake Street Liquor.
It's always been Lake Street Liquor from 1961.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And has it always been at this location?
So
or?
originally it was right down the road where liquor was in there until 1980. So she had her grand opening in this location January 12th, 1980. Yeah.
That's pretty freaking
A little bit bigger. But we had to stick with the shell. So I just opened it completely up. And the wine used to be up here. The liquor room was back.
The wine part alone when I was here for my scout trip.
When we pulled in the parking lot, that was the first thing I said was, wow, this is gorgeous.
Yeah,
like
nice clean
Thank you.
lines.
clean lines,
Yeah.
it's modern, it
Yes.
Neutral
just
colors.
looks
Right. And it's appealing to everyone,
Yeah.
you know, like everyone asks, what is this scent when I walk in? And I,
I know that's
tell
what,
them,
I said it smells so pretty in here.
like, it's Bath & Body Works Mahogany Teakwood, and I use plugins.
My favorite. That's why I loved it.
I know, and I keep telling them one day Bath & Body Works is going to pay me commission because I've sold a lot of mahogany teakwood out of this place for a long time. But no, I mean it's a nice masculine scent, so like it's not, you know, offensive to anyone.
Can you pass me the Meleck,
Sure, bud.
if you don't mind?
So
I haven't had it in a while. It's so good.
I'm just gonna go small.
obviously, like walking in day one, knowing you're the owner of something like this or a business, people that are in business understand that. But on the flip side of that, it's got to be a ton of fun. I mean, you're selling liquor to people, right? Exactly.
I get to do this and pay myself.
You're on the clock right now,
I get to do this and
hanging
pay
out.
myself.
but
Funny.
but overall, like, what's your favorite part about being the owner of Lake Street?
I've told several people lately, like when I first got into this, you know, when you do something new and especially like jump into a whole business venture, no matter what it is, it's you're risking it all, you know? Everybody else thinks you sign papers and you're automatically rich, and it's like, actually,
Actually, just like y'all, yeah.
I haven't even made a dime yet. So no, there's so much more that goes into it on the back end, obviously, but I don't, like, my purpose is not to sell booze. My purpose is to use what I have and turn it around to help other people here. I mean, that's why we do, like last night we had a lady she makes jams and jellies, and she came and set up, and I have a guy from New Iberia that comes with a smoked cheese, and the Mac Box has been here several times. They're kind of like one of the first, I think they are the first ones that we did like a pop-up here, and kicked off from that, and now people reach out to me and say, hey, you know, can I come, you know, bring my stuff and sell? I'm like, absolutely. And so it just kind of creates and I was very adamant about that. That was a huge goal, and I had no clue that it was going to come.
That's a good. I love that. The niece connection.
Like, let's face it, you could have went for a bigger name, like LSU or, you know. I think it's really cool that you're supporting a school, and I think it's really cool to support a smaller place like that and support local businesses like that.
Heck, I almost went here at one time in life. Almost.
Oh, I considered it.
Until I ended up at East Texas Baptist.
So you mentioned last night,
That's another story for another day.
I think everybody that follows Lake Street Liquor on Instagram and Facebook knows about Cool Kid Friday.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been the premise behind all of my social media posts. Cool Kid Friday extends into Saturday.
Right.
We are the cool kids, and we're here.
Yes.
How did that get started? What was the idea behind it? And, like, why? Because not everybody's doing stuff like that. You know what I mean?
It was a very small.
I love that area. There's two places. If I get to Louisiana, there's two places I'd want to live at.
on the table if you'd like.
Moss Bluff
We're actually preparing for we have our 10th alumni tournament. We have 36 teams. We raise a lot of money for a family in Moss Bluff. We always pick a recipient. And so we've always been like very community oriented and driven and want to help each other. But when we were younger, we always said we're the cool kids. Like, we were class of 98, and there was like kind of separated, you know, like, oh no, why don't y'all come over here with the cool kids?
Wait a minute, the math's not adding up. Because I heard you say before we got on air how old you are.
Yeah.
And I know how old I am. I didn't graduate in 98, and there's not much difference.
I'm 43.
I'll be 43 in October, and I graduated
For the
in 2000.
record,
So apparently
I did not ask how old she was on camera.
So either you're like...
I went to my whole first semester in college, I was 17.
Okay. No, I'm talking about I graduated high school in 2000.
Yeah, I did too. I graduated from high school in 98.
Okay, now the math makes sense. Now the math makes sense.
That's the Jack.
He can't handle this. He can't handle this proof.
Okay.
No, really? Do you
they
have a scotch?
Yeah.
Please, God, no.
Because he does not like scotch
at
all.
Oh, it's probably in my other cabinet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's down there. I keep the scotch over there.
See
I
what
keep the
happens
scotch in the corner.
See what
I'll
happens
burn out of this driveway so fast. Delete video.
Everybody will see you too.
Yeah, they're bright green.
Yeah.
God, in those shorts, yes.
Off the rails as always.
This wasn't even something that I started like when I first opened. I was like, okay, I need to come up with something like our slogan's even a thing anymore? Like, what do we do? What can I do that's like catchy? And then all of a sudden, I was like, why don't I just use what I know? Like, all of my people that are still in my life, that are still friends of mine, like if I say cool kids, they're all gonna be like, yes, you know? So I did. I was like, you know what? That's it. That's what we're gonna do. We're like, come hang out with the cool kids. And next thing you know, I was like, Cool Kid Friday. And then it stuck. So now everybody understands it's Cool Kid Friday.
So what is Cool Kid Friday all about?
So we do tastings from 4 to 6 every Friday. And I have someone is always pouring wine and someone's always pouring a spirit. Now we've incorporated the pop-ups. So sometimes we have them, sometimes we don't. But that calendar stays pretty full as well. And then every second Friday of the month, I have JB Sachs comes out of Lafayette. We have live music. And then I have a couple other local artists that I use every once in a while. We'll throw in some live music and stuff. And it's just really cool. I mean, we have our regulars and it's the perfect time to like come and pregame, get your stuff for the weekend.
Why not kick off the weekend
with the cool kids?
With the cool kids at a liquor store and just get ready for the weekend.
And just hang out.
I love it.
Yeah.
Holding it and doing the whole Cool Kid Friday. It's its own thing now.
Okay, so
Like intentionally bought this microphone.
I was like, I gotta have the
It was a
my
while
teenage
back.
boys.
Oh, okay.
They don't want my rose gold microphone. And they were all here. They were like, "Oh,
welcome to Lake Street Liquor."
And I'm like, well, just leave it alone. Like, just chill. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I had to have the rose gold microphone, and I'm gonna figure it out. And so they're like, oh God, there's no telling what she's gonna do. So we were talking about vulnerability earlier.
Yeah.
And this is what kind of like, okay, how much of yourself do you actually show and how do you manage that or balance that? But what I feel genuinely that authenticity is everything. So if you really want to know who I am, then I've just got to be myself. And I mean, I'm okay with that in public and, on my everyday thing, but like, social media, you feel like you've got to be like, hello, and we're live at Lake Street Liquor. And, you feel like you got to be all serious. And I would stumble my words. I started noticing that.
No, please don't start hitting buttons.
Yeah, don't start hitting buttons.
When I started doing my videos, I always like fumbled on my words and I would have to start over. And I'm like, I'm taking this way too serious.
Yeah.
Like, just get your shit together. I name them literally off the top of my head. Okay, I got Trey coming, I got whoever's coming, like, all right, cool, 1, 2, 3, go. And I just don't think about it. So when I bought the rose gold microphone, I knew I wanted to do it, but I was like, oh God, how am I going to do this? Because people are there's no telling. People are going to say.
You have to prepare yourself.
They are so
I'm
judgy,
learning that real quick.
And they're so mean. Like, they're ruthless.
On social media.
Yes. Some people I literally think have nothing better to do than just, like, ruin people's day on social media.
You have a bunch of trolls out there, let's be honest.
For sure.
You have a crap ton of trolls.
Yes. So, but at the end of the day, the people that love us and that support us are going to love that. So it took a couple of months for me to come out with it. And I literally told my husband one night, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this thing. And he's like, what are you even talking about? And I was like, oh, rose gold microphone. And he's like, oh God.
Here we go.
I said, Whole Good Friday. Like, I'm going to get on, I'm going to use the microphone, and I'm just going to I'm going to be my own spokesperson or whatever. And he was like, do it. And I said, I mean, what goes viral? He was like, I don't know. I was like, stupid shit.
Stupid crap.
Yes.
What have we all been talking about for a week? Damn it, Roy. Stop it.
Can't take him nowhere.
I'm so sorry.
You're going to have fun with it.
I'm so sorry.
I should have got my microphone.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
So,
offended me at all.
The best thing about this is that the first time I did it, my phone blew up.
Really?
With like messages and like my friends texting me and they're like, "Oh my God, dude, the rose gold microphone!" I was like, "I see you do.
Yeah,
Like, did
like,
you even
what
do your video
happened?
today?
Yeah.
I didn't see it." And I'm like, "Really?"
Hello?
Yes.
People are messaging you. Did you break your microphone?
Yes.
I mean,
What happened?
it's literally its own star at this
Yes.
point.
It really is its own star. And so my brother calls me one day and he's like, no, he texts me and he was like, okay,
Oh, God.
but the audio is shit. And I was like,
Who cares?
I was like,
He said the
everybody
audio.
loves my rose gold microphone. So I upgraded and
See?
I haven't even used them.
Ha!
I still use my rose gold
And you
Mariah Carey
should.
microphone.
See, it's all about. See,
Because
Who cares
then
how it
people would be like,
sounds?
why are you so serious? Like,
Yeah.
why is it so professional
Exactly.
now? Like, no.
That's the whole point of it. Like, it's
Yes,
a dumb
it's supposed to be
karaoke
silly.
microphone that sounds
Yes.
echoey and
Yes, I
is-
do not
like,
take myself that
I
serious.
think Mariah Carey microphone is like the perfect name for it at this
yes,
point.
100%.
The MC,
You're welcome,
the
brother.
MC.
Shake it like a salt shaker. Saw. Yeah,
Hey,
there you
get
go.
it, girl.
Hey,
Leave it up to Mitzi.
Right? And that's why she's Mama Mitzi.
I love
Yes.
Mitzi to death.
We love Mitzi. She's
Yes,
great. Yeah? Are you making cocktails?
I could pay 10.
You gotta
Is that the,
smile and shake.
Hey, sir, how are you? Is that the toasted coconut? This.
Ah.
This.
Toasted coconut.
That's your friend.
You'll try it with the vodka.
That's
okay?
Chuck's wife.
I feel he won.
I don't know. We need.
feel he won.
We need more bourbon.
I'm gonna go
Right?
We're gonna get ourselves in
on the
trouble.
record. Chuck won.
Okay.
Just
Chuck
like
one.
that.
Chuck won.
Chuck won.
Yeah,
Chuck
Chuck
wins.
won.
So,
Yep.
we're from Texas.
Yeah.
You're in Louisiana. In your experience, whether that's discussions, notice like major differences in like the market or what y'all get versus what we get? Like, have you noticed?
Oh, well, there's a huge difference in what Louisiana gets versus Texas, and I think people don't understand that Houston alone sells more than the entire state of Louisiana. So when you kind of put that into perspective, people are like, really? And I'm like, do you know the
Have you seen how
population
big-
in Houston?
Have you seen how big Houston is?
Let's start there, and just think about it, you know, because that's a real thing. And so our bigger issue, well, my biggest issue too are a couple of issues that I struggle with is that I am independent, so I'm not a chain, I'm not a large store. I don't have multiple locations that can push the volume that some of the others do. But we're also at the end of the boot. So everything goes into New Orleans market first, and it's got to get past Baton Rouge and Lafayette before we get anything. So, and I think people just don't understand because, and they genuinely get frustrated. You know, they're like, well, I mean, I can go right there to Orange. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're going to have to. Why are you getting mad at me?
Well,
Like,
the sad thing about it, once you get, like she
Yeah.
said, once you get out of Lafayette, Baton Rouge, it's like everything else doesn't matter, and that's
yeah,
bullshit.
and it
It's
is.
complete bullshit.
It is.
And that's coming from an actual distributor. Like, I agree that it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, y'all should be treated just like everybody else.
And New Orleans absorbs most of it.
At the end of the day, volume's volume,
And for the
regardless
record-
of where you get it from.
Right.
Louisiana is not a state-controlled liquor state, correct?
No.
Okay.
It's just like Texas.
It is. Yeah.
Main store, and that's a major difference between
Yeah.
Texas and Louisiana. Y'all can sell it in Kroger, Walmart,
Right.
da-da-da-da-da-da.
Walgreens, gas stations.
Texas cannot.
Yes.
So liquor stores have at least a little bit of an advantage in that sense. Do you find yourself trying to compete with Walgreens and
No.
the convenience store down the road? That's weird. Like walking into a convenience store, turning around and seeing liquor.
I found that out
It's
when
weird.
when we left the JT Meleck Live in Branch. I stopped literally right there in Branch at that convenience store to get a Red Bull for the drive home, and turned around and was like,
Right.
okay, this is
So
different.
do you consider those competitors, or are you like no, I'm a liquor store. I'm doing this.
So a lot of people do. Obviously, we have competitors, but I tell myself I'm my own competition because I have my own niche here. I'm more of a boutique style liquor store. I try to carry one. But like all the grocery stores are going to get that. I had a lady tell me last night, she asked how much I sell, and I'm not trying to like call people out, but this is real stuff that I deal with,
Exactly.
They'll ask me how much I sell it for, and I tell them, they're like, oh, I know, but I can get it for whatever at Sam's, and I'm like,
okay,
but it's Sam's charity around here that like affected local people, and that's kind of like, I've kind of had to like reel myself in a little bit because I do get defensive, just go down a rabbit hole and just be oh my God.
I bet.
So I have to give you a reason to come to me. So that's why we do Cool Kid Friday. That's why I promote the way we do because we do have our own vibe here. And like, if you've never walked in here before and you come in and we're like, hey, how are you? Because it doesn't matter who's working. Like, my staff is amazing. And we've created that culture for us. And so it's so refreshing when we had one of the beer drivers yesterday had never been in here, and she was like, girl. She was like, hold on. And she's like delivering beer, and she started vibing with us, and she was like, girl, she said, I'm coming in here when I get
Louisiana is a vibe all on its own.
Yes.
Like, it really is. And so, like, we've got people standing around everywhere just talking, and I think that's really cool because, like, Ryan doesn't know who these two ladies are.
Yeah.
And Chuck and Mitzi and Brandy and stuff, like they're all just hanging. Like, is this normal for you and your store and your customers?
When we have tastings and stuff, this is, we have people that don't miss. So supportive. And she's so awesome. And like, it's almost like she feels guilty if she can't come. She's like, oh gosh, I can't. I'm not going to be there. I'm just letting you know I won't be there, but I'm going to be thinking about y'all or whatever. And that's what it's about. Everything is a relationship, right?
Absolutely.
You have to have relationships with your people, with your vendors, with your truck drivers. I'll cut up and, I have a video of one of my truck drivers and me, like, jitterbugging in the middle of,
Where's
of the
that
store.
video?
Like, that's
come on now.
I posted it on Facebook.
Oh, did you? I must have missed that one. Dang it.
I did.
It was a good one.
That's too funny.
But that's what, it's supposed to be. Just lighten up and, enjoy. If you don't enjoy what you do, then what are you doing?
Well,
not just that. If you take life too seriously, you'll never make it out alive.
No, because we all deal with shit. We all, have our own.
But it's about the right relationships too, right? Because you can build relationships and they can be built on the wrong thing.
Yeah. Right.
Or for real, we kind of did. But at the end of the day, we walk in and it was like, oh, this is us. Like, this is.
You have to make sure it's what you want to be a part of, and that it's for what you do. Yeah, for sure.
And that's why we went live late. Like, we all just got to talking, and we're continuing to grow that family. Like with Jay, think until you start.
In this area, like we joke about it all the time. We're coon ass adjacent.
Right.
We joke about it. We got family ties here. She's from here. At the end of the day, it's all about the right relationships. Like she said earlier. It's the right relationships, right place, right time, and I feel that's. That FG family thing that we started back in January was it. We're one big family. We got cousin Chuck pouring samples and stepmama Mitzi doing God knows what. I don't know.
Shaking it all. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
So we started off the show talking about your Jack Daniel's single barrel. We were lucky enough for you to still have a bottle of your JT Meleck pick.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about your process with single barrels and what do you look for when some people want sellability?
It has to please the mass. Like, not necessarily what's the easiest sipper or the lightest, a lighter proof to get everybody. I think there's just certain things. I don't know, but I just have a good pen that I could have, let me pick that, and then boom, it goes. And so I learned early on what to look for, and it is. You talk to people enough and you taste enough with people, it's not that hard. You just have to find what's really gonna, it's gotta sell, obviously. It's gotta move. And sometimes you do want to go, like, what's the funkiest barrel you have?
Right.
Like, what's crazy? What's
I want
different?
Something crazy.
Right. But then it's tough because you've got all these people that trust your palate now.
Yeah.
You know, so like
Yes, it's
Russell's
so
Reserve
hard.
kind of put me on the map. I mean, bourbon wasn't even this big in 2019.
Right.
You know, so
didn't blow
the
up till
Russell's
like
Reserve
2020,
thing
mid-2020.
it blew up, and then I picked a Sazerac, and then my Buffalo Trace barrel sold in 9 hours.
Holy crap.
Like, that was limiting everybody to 2 bottles per person, like just gone. And so I feel like it's important that I at least stay within that realm of to share it. Now,
That's what
bourbon's
an
supposed to be
$80
about.
bottle, give or take.
We don't sit on bourbon.
Hey, try this. Tell me what you think, and let everybody know. You didn't have to do that, so we do appreciate it.
No,
Absolutely.
and your palate's pretty.
Feel excited about that pick.
Yes, absolutely. So, what's been your favorite barrel pick to do?
Good question.
Like,
That you actually got to, whether they sent you, because I know a lot of distilleries will send like a box with some samples in it.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you get to go. You know, what's been your favorite pick, whether you've gone or sat down with samples to do? Like, just go, wow, this is so cool.
I got to sit with Eddie Russell and pick my Russell's Reserve.
And I don't even like it here.
We met
That's a very good
at
one.
the.
I met
at a
Freddie Johnson.
steakhouse.
Dang it. I'm not a one-upper.
I had to like set an appointment with him. No. We were in a table like alone, like separated from everyone in a restaurant in Baton Rouge, and everybody was obviously by like appointment only. And so that was by far the best experience I've ever had, because I mean it's Eddie Russell.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he's so down to earth. He's so cool. And I'm trying my best to make a trip to Kentucky in the spring.
Have you been to Kentucky?
I have not been.
Oh, okay.
And I want to pick barrels there. And it's been kind of frustrating.
Go ahead.
No. I was genuinely
I'm
asking.
messing with you.
I made my first trip to Kentucky
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Okay. I know.
Buffalo Traces.
I know.
It's like Disneyland for adults.
I know. So I definitely want to go.
So you've never actually went to Meleck to do that.
I told him, I was like, ask me
Speaking
if
of
I can
Meleck,
go, because that would be cool.
what are your thoughts on Mia? We gotta know.
Oh my God, that's my girl. Like Mia and I are trouble together.
Y'all go together like peas and carrots.
We do. She's just, her energy, as you know, is just, it's awesome. And she is doing a phenomenal job with marketing their product. I mean, she is literally taking it several notches up. And I would think her family's pretty proud of that, because she's done a phenomenal job, and she's not scared.
No.
No, she will.
She does not hold back.
She doesn't care.
And
Like, if
she
something
does not
clicks,
care. Yes.
if she hears somebody talking about something, she'll be like, I gotta walk outside for a second.
Yes.
And she'll walk outside and make a video about it and post it right then and
Yes.
there. And I love her whole like one take thing.
Yeah.
Because that's always kind of been my thing on my social media was I'll do one kind of longish take, and then I'll, you got to cut some stuff out.
Right,
you can't go for 45 minutes.
Right.
But that's always been my thing. So when she started doing it, I was like, this is awesome. She's my kind of people, and her energy's great.
Yep.
And then we met her, and it was like,
Yeah, she got that.
okay,
You know, the
yep,
sad
She's
I'm
a
in.
lot of
I don't
energy.
care.
Yes,
Well,
it's
the sad
awesome.
thing about it is, you know, just what's out there. You see one thing on social media, and you think, oh, they're not going to be like that
Exactly.
in the real. Mia's like that in the real.
That's how she
That's
is.
what I
Yeah,
love
she
about
is who
it.
she is.
She does tastings. The guy
Yes.
holding it, so it's Dustin.
Yes.
It's her husband.
Yes.
So we were at Whiskey Riot in Houston,
God.
and she had the backdrop behind her, and I'm like, "Hey, Mia, do you mind? Let me get a picture so that because we wanted to post a bunch of stuff for Whiskey Riot." And I'm like, "Okay, now I need a fun one. Grab his." And she's like, "You mean this?" And I'm like, "Yes!" Snap, 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 snap. Blackmail. So I'm like immediately like, Dusty, look.
That's
But
awesome.
she's a
so
ton of
much
fun.
fun. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and she gets you excited about it. I think that she's really shown other people, honestly, like if you just put a little bit of energy and effort into it, I mean, you have to believe in what you do. And she totally believes in that, and you can feel her energy, even through social media. Like, you can feel it. She makes you want to go drink it and want to go get a bottle,
absolutely. So kind of the single barrel pick, we've kind of talked about distribution between Texas versus Louisiana, and you've talked a lot about building relationships. What are your relationships like with the distributors? Why is that so hard to say?
I guess it's just easy for me because I do it.
In Louisiana, the whole 3-tier system. look, let's face it, we're whiskey drinkers.
Right.
So the question always comes up about allocation. Do you feel like your relationship with your people, I'm not going to try to say the D word again.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that helps? Do you feel like you get your fair share? And how do you, like, what's your favorite way to do allocated bottle drops or sales or, like, I mean, the allocation looked.
There really isn't right now.
I didn't look, but
I
she
love
wouldn't
when
let
I'm
me back
out.
there. I don't know why.
I think that some of it does. I think with the smaller distributors, you can. I mean, maybe but it really isn't something that even like my rep necessarily can control. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you form relationships with the, maybe their bosses and all that, but even still, like people are going to cater to who they cater to, and that's pretty much that. I will say along the lines of like Blanton's and Eagle Rare and all of that. I think that we get a okay amount. I think what's frustrating.
Really? You're gonna sugarcoat it now?
I think that what's frustrating is that you see it in Walmart and you see it in gas stations. You see it in that, and it's like that's not really their market. So why am I having to carry XYZ to push the volume issue? Because at the end of the day, that's really not what it's about. Because if I've got you throw a bottle of Weller in the bar, and that's different, but they're not getting cases and cases. I mean, like our biggest battle too is like the casinos.
Atlanta should kind of do like a category system, and what I mean by that is like to me, if you're a convenience store, you shouldn't have some of the
You should probably have like
You should have like the everyday stuff.
Crap.
Fireball,
Smirnoff,
Smirnoff.
And I mean, even if they want Buffalo Trace and Sazerac or whatever, but
can I kind of play devil's advocate and ask a question? If, let's just say you were allocated 12 cases of Buffalo Trace, do you honestly think you could run through that as quickly as you would need to?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just asking.
Oh, yeah.
Or would it, like, I'm just curious, because 12 cases is sitting on the floor a year later. If you're still staring at half of it, well, did you prove your point or did you prove their allocation point?
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Or would it go that fast?
It's going to go that fast, yeah.
Well, I mean, she kind of said it herself earlier. She had a barrel pick, and I forget who it was with. 9 hours.
Like, done.
That's it.
I sat on an empty barrel and was like, but those are exciting things. That's what they can have.
Yeah, what's in the bag?
Yes. And so I am very honest about that. Sometimes I do have it, but that's not for you. I don't even know who you are.
Right.
I mean, you have to explain it sometimes to people. I think most people play dumb, and that's frustrating. So much good juice on the shelf.
Oh, absolutely.
You have one.
I mean, why
Ryan
do you
can't
have
nod
to
harder
be
right now.
concerned?
on your shelf, I'm not gonna lie, that is hard for me to find in Texas. That's a Green River Rye.
And it's
what,
leaving with
$30
me.
bucks?
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
And
go
it's
ahead
one
and
of
cap off
Green
mine
River
because
is
I have the
making-
weeded, I have the regular, the
Right,
rye's
they're
the one I
making-
need.
Yeah.
It's literally
great
going,
stuff, and it's $30.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
hello.
Yes, we have this whole thing, but I mean, everybody wants what they can't have.
Oh yeah.
So
She's got a Penelope Rainbow almost as good as yours. I'm sitting here looking at it.
No, not quite.
I said almost. I didn't say it was there, but I said it was almost.
yeah.
All right,
And we
so
do a
let's-
lot of raffle too. Like, not to
Oh,
cut
do
you
y'all?
off, but like I like to save some of the bottles that I do save are legit for.
So that was going to be kind of.
I like to donate that.
Let's take a
Okay.
quick time out because all of our glasses are empty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we pour something
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever
We can.
Whatever you want.
Actually,
Just not the blackberry. I am so tired of hearing about Crown
no, it's not.
Blackberry.
Okay, let's go to
Ooh, I've never had
Pinhooks.
Pinhook.
Okay.
What?
It's too expensive. I'm poor.
Okay.
Poor-ish.
I just picked. Look, this is my next pick. Nobody has tasted that. I just picked it, and Sean Josephs is my dude. He sent me the whole rest of the sample bottle, so that's going
When
to be
the
released
camera
in the
goes off, I
fall.
will be tasting. Whether she knows it or not.
So I am going to let y'all taste. Okay, before we go to rye, let's do
Okay.
one more bourbon. Drew.
Make sure you take if you're gonna walk away, take your
No,
thing
we-
off. We had a person
we
try to
need
walk
to-
away.
The Pinhook store pick. No. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my last year's pick.
Thank you, sir.
So
Obliged.
we won't cross over to rye until I'll let y'all taste this bottle. But This kind of
Yay, wax.
I kind
Get
of
it.
put.
Come on. Come on.
My fingers are slippery.
That is unsanitary.
Are you going to complain about it? Are you going to
I'm
complain
from
about it?
Louisiana, okay? I will get this top off.
See, she got the top off. She didn't even have spit on it.
So this is a 8-year Lake Street liquor.
Never gonna let it go.
I'm coming by myself next time.
You never go anywhere by yourself. Never go anywhere by yourself.
Okay, so some
Yes.
specs.
Series.
Yes.
So they have their flagships, the bourbons and the rye, and then they have their vertical series. We call them gold tops to help explain it visually. I actually sold the most in the state for a while.
Like in the entire
I'm
state of
still
Louisiana.
selling. Yes.
Wow.
So I kept telling my distributor, I'm like, I want to meet Sean. I want to meet Sean. And so I finally got him here. Last year, he did a bottle signing meet and greet with this bottle. And he wrote on my bottle my contract. You will get a single barrel every year. Because I was like, what does it take? Like,
Yeah.
did they even tell you that I sell the most in the state? And he's like, what? I'm like, Nick, you didn't even tell him? Like,
Pull the reports.
gosh. So he's a great guy. He's very down to earth, and he is doing great things with Pinhook. They're getting better and better. I'm excited for y'all to taste it, and I'm even more excited. This rye this year that he did is like the best rye he's ever had. Like,
Really?
That's really good.
yes,
Like the nose is very. It's
this
not
is like
harsh, it's not
candy.
abrasive.
This is so good.
Coloration's good. Check the drapes.
This sold in about a week.
A really good drapes.
I think maybe 12 days.
What next year's is coming in at?
So they're all about
They're all about the same.
yes ma'am. They're going to be between 116 and 120. That's typically where they fall, and he doesn't cut it. Like the barrel sample that you get, that's what it's going to be.
I said unfiltered on it too.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
Yeah,
We
it
get that
is.
Unfiltered. Because we joke about it. We always tell everybody we're uncut, unfiltered. What you get is what you get.
That's right.
It's completely live.
That's right.
That's really good though.
Yeah. That's really, really
Now,
good.
so let me ask you this, because I'm like Bucky, I don't know a whole lot about Pinhook. Do they tie every bottle to a particular horse? Because I noticed this one has
Yes.
horse's name, how
They
tall
all have
the
a-
horse is.
Yep. They have
You
a
know.
horse. They have the name.
Interesting.
And then they'll drop like different ones. Like we had a 5-year like a artist series. We had gotten a few cases of that, and he does kind of one-offs here and there. And because of a good relationship with that distributor in particular, like they'll, hey, I'm gonna send you a 6-pack. Sean said I could, whatever. So that's really cool. My favorite thing about it is that like nobody else in town was doing Pinhook.
Yeah.
So it kind of put him on the map over here at least, and people look at it and they're like, well, it looks like a...
At the end of the day, what you're doing with it is what's going to grab my eye.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
this is cool. Like,
Yes.
I've always looked at
Yeah.
Pinhook. Like, it catches my eye. I think it's really cool. You put a horse on a bottle and it's going to sell, right?
Yeah.
But
Shock face.
they're doing it a little bit different. Like, they're
Yeah.
doing the jockey,
Yes.
like, diamonds or whatever. They're doing a really good job with it. And whether or not you like wax, like, it looks good.
Yeah.
So it's what you're doing with it. Penelope has the same bottle, and they put the flowers on
Right,
it, or they
right.
put the oranges on
Right.
it. Like, they're doing a little bit different. It's visually stunning. It doesn't matter what bottle you have, because a lot of them are going to look the same anyway.
Yeah, they are.
What are you doing with it, and what are you
That's
putting
right.
inside of it?
That's right.
But-
Yep.
So
to
you
me,
kind of
to me, I almost don't even like the whole. Like, I don't really look at the bottle. Like, I could care.
It is. I mean, look, the perfect example for me that always comes to mind when you talk about, the bottle's just not attractive at all. I mean, look at Hancock Reserve. I mean, look, how boring is that label?
right. It's just a red and gold.
And before, people didn't know about it. And, like, nobody wanted Hancock Reserve. I'm like, okay, I'll take those. Like,
Right.
It's
Thank you very much. I'll take that.
Yes. So you
I'll
can't.
Because let's face it, when Jack Daniels put this out, they weren't thinking about on premise.
Right.
There's no way because this
Right.
is not. There's nothing
No.
good about this when you're
No.
in a
No,
behind
when
a
you're
bar
trying to
going.
bartend it, yeah, there's
Definitely
nothing
not.
good about it in
No.
the grip.
And like I was talking about RD1 earlier,
Right.
there is nothing about their bottle that
No.
screams on premise.
Right.
Because it's weirdly like curved, it's
Yeah.
short,
It's like
squatty.
flask shaped almost.
Right.
It is.
So-
and thicker.
Yeah. So I mean, what's your
Thick
market
with
and
two
what do you?
C's or one C?
Oh jeez.
I always have to ask that
What'd you
question.
say?
Thick with one C or two C's?
Oh, 2 C's.
Okay. I always
Well,
have
you
to ask.
can't ask a Louisiana how to spell something because they don't even know how to spell go.
They do know how to spell go. Geaux. We all
I
know how to
went
spell
there.
go. He went there. You notice which one of us knew how to spell it right.
That's exactly right. You can go.
I have a go hawk, and I spell it Geaux. Literally.
Okay, so before we poured the pin, you were talking about like raffles and things like
yeah.
that. So a little bit about how you what is your different ways of doing drops, and then what's your favorite way to do drops? Like what would you prefer?
Like allocated
Yeah.
drops.
Or single barrel drops or
So I've kind of done the Easter egg thing where I just kind of like hide a bottle. It's not very whatever. It's not
Ryan,
very
start searching
exciting.
yourself.
You're gonna have to go back and relook at all the shelves.
Dang
We
it.
did that before we
There's no
started.
Easter eggs.
Okay.
Hey, she has an Easter
There's
egg
no
program.
Easter eggs this
There's
time.
no Easter eggs.
That's what
There's
she
no
said.
Easter eggs this time.
But there's
There's
not any
not.
right now. I don't know if she's just saying that or what.
I'll start
I
digging.
mean, honestly, what I like to do, when I had a couple cases at a time of Blanton's, I mean, I put a tag out there and I just put it on the shelf. And so people come in. I don't put it on the social media because then you get people that aren't really loyal to your store.
So
I want my people to walk in and be
Right.
like, oh my God, look, it's an allocated. They'll look around and I'm like, you can buy it.
Can I touch it?
Can I take it?
so
I like
I-
to put them up here.
so
You
I
know,
have-
I usually have a
okay, yeah.
display.
I have
Yeah.
a theory about Blanton's, okay? Because you have your straight out of Blanton's t-shirt
Yes.
on right now while you're doing this.
Yes.
I refer to Blanton's, and I've done it since we started this project. I refer to Blanton's as the Ohio State of whiskey.
Yeah.
I think it's overhyped.
It
It's a
is.
good whiskey, but it's overhyped.
It's so
you can
overrated.
thank John Wick because John Wick made it famous.
Yes. It's very overrated.
So, what are your initial thoughts on, as a person who sells it on the regular when you have it? What are your thoughts on Blanton's? Are you on the same page as I am, or are you
Oh
like,
no, I'm on the
it's-
same page. I roll my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, y'all. There's so many bottles on the shelf right now that I
mean,
can
it's-
order.
On the sweeter
Get
side,
Blade and Bow is better to me. Just get something with some flavor. You know, I'm a high proof distant. So picks wasn't even good in an old fashioned.
oh, wow.
So it's kind of all over the place, and
Yeah.
I think it's more of a. Honestly, I just think that it's a marketing game, and it works, and you can't hate on that. They create a big demand for it, and everybody wants it because
So-
they can't just go get it.
So you'll just randomly put stuff on the table,
Yeah.
and then so one of the things I noticed is there's no glass case
No,
in your
I
store.
don't do that.
Okay, so just random stuff on the table.
Yep.
What are your raffles? Whenever you do a raffle, what is that like?
So my son is he's in the drum line at Barb High School here, and he's going to be a junior. So we've done 2 raffles now for them. We raised $6,200 the first year for him. Last year we beat it by 1,000, so we raised $7,200 for
Dang.
the Barb Band of Blue. And the thing behind that is that at least here, the baseball team gets all the funding, the football team gets all the funding, the softball team gets all the
Let's be
funding.
honest, I call it bar, baby. You call it bar because
Yeah.
that's the difference between Texas
Yes,
and Louisiana.
it is.
That baseball program is legit.
It is. It
They're
is.
constantly putting out
Yes.
player after player after
And
player. They're going at it.
and
I like
no
that.
one supports the band like that, and so once again, that's another thing. It kind of brings awareness to the people because there's people all the time. If you're doing a raffle, they're gonna where's this going to? Because God forbid you do a raffle and you're gonna keep the money for
Right.
it because people just
That's
don't
the
like
first
that.
thing everybody wants to
Yeah.
know.
Where's it going?
Where is it going? And it's like, well, I mean, how bad do you want the bottle? Does it really matter where it's going?
Do you want the bottle or not? Which
That's
one is it?
right.
Do you want it?
Mama
Yeah.
needs a new car, okay?
Yes. So I promise you, a raffle on a bottle or 2 is not paying a bill. So it's just one of those things. So we just turn it into something positive, and those bottles that are even harder to get, that are more special, I love to save those to, once again, just turn around and benefit someone else. And that creates, hey Sarah, that creates, it's another sense of community. And now people are like, hey, are y'all doing the Bar Band of Blue raffle again? It was awesome because like Scott Lavoy that built this bar for me.
Bar,
Chard Creations, shout out.
Yes.
It's
Find
awesome.
Chard Creations on Facebook and
I think
Instagram.
we follow them on Facebook.
We do.
Yes.
He's
And
doing great stuff.
Yes.
He
very
is,
much.
and Scott's like us. Like he and Mitzi and Chuck are really close now, and he's all about supporting the community. He and I collaborate all the time with them. We do Smoke and Barrel stuff together. Now we.
Thing. So explain that to everybody.
So the Smoke and Barrel, they just have a bunch. They bring all the Texas guys for like the food trucks and stuff. So all the barbecue. Some of them are from here,
Right.
but they bring in a lot of people from Texas. And I'm excited about this year because we kind of broadened. I've been able to introduce them to some of my favorite reps and distributors, and we're changing the game up and going to be able to offer new stuff in a bigger variety of bourbon this year.
Awesome.
So, and
Yeah,
I'm going to be doing a raffle with them too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got invited last year to the bourbon event by the Texas rep of Penelope.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, absolutely, you need to
Oh,
go. I was
yeah.
like, why are you in Louisiana?
Yeah, for sure. It's a great time, and it gets better and better and better each year. And like I said, I'm really excited this year because we're able to kind of open the gates a little bit and bring some stuff in that people, like Pinhook, for example.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing August 3rd. We're going to have a kickoff here for Cool Kid Friday. Adam with Smoke and Barrel is going to be grilling all day, and we'll have a tasting. I'm going to have Pinhook and a few other reps come in, and that's whenever we're going to actually start the raffle that I'm doing. So we've got a few bottles, and I have some distributors going to be contributing to that. So,
Nice.
I'd rather give. Now, obviously, I got to have other bottles that everybody wants. It's so much better to bless somebody else with it. That's how I feel.
Have you ever had...
I did, if I set up an event for a specific, and I don't really advertise that I've picked something, and I post it up on the barrel, or I sit on the barrel.
She's not for sale, y'all.
Let's come get it. Let's go. It works. Hey, it works.
Yeah,
Gotta do what you
whatever
gotta do.
works.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I just try to be different. I try to stay in my own lane, do my own thing, and that's what works for me.
So you talk about charity and awareness a lot. So I'm curious because I saw something on your social media that apparently I kind of compared it with like Dancing with the Stars. So let's get into that a little bit because that's the only thing I can compare it to that made sense in my head. I'm like, okay,
So
I see this.
it is like that.
Okay.
It's called Mad Hot Ballroom, and they do this dance competition every year, and it's all of the proceeds for this go to the Whistle Stop, and the Whistle Stop basically facilitates supervised visitation for children that maybe the parents are in litigation or they've been taken from the home, and maybe the grandparents want to come visit, and it's got to be a supervised situation. Sarah's dancing in a competition.
Uh-oh.
On that billboard.
She's like, I'm on the billboard.
She is.
Do not like it.
Oh, put me on the billboard. I'm down.
So was there any
No, you can't support her. She's trying to
She's
beat
the
me.
competition.
She's trying to beat me.
We'll split the
More
difference.
Yeah.
The more billboards.
Nice.
Yes.
Do you have a billboard?
Yeah, no.
We need to get Ashley a billboard.
See, I need more
There you go.
donations.
What I did was, my husband's an attorney.
Okay.
He's a family law attorney.
Yeah.
And the Whistle
So
Stop
this is
is all
something that's
about-
kind of near and dear to
Yes.
y'all
We've
then.
been doing
Gotcha.
family law for 30 years, and my husband was actually the first president of the Whistle Stop.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's awesome.
yes, we have dealt with the Whistle Stop.
Yes.
In fact, before the dancing, I used to help with the fundraisers when we had silent auctions and private auctions.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So I went in to ask Jarrell Hutton for a donation, and he started pulling out jewelry and stuff. He thought it was back to the old
Yeah.
donations. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
No, the checkbook. That's what I need. The
I mean,
checkbook.
you can
We
just
need
take it to the
check.
pawn stop.
We need
Here's a
check.
I
pen.
know, I guess I could have done that, taken it to the pawn.
Yeah.
Or just taken it home. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you look pretty in it.
Ideas I could have come up with.
The-
I forced my husband to help. He said, "You work on the dance, I'll help with the money."
Yes.
So he knows all the family law attorneys. So we had given Ashley a
Well,
table.
right.
mean, and it's kind of sad because really there's no one else out there that I would have supported except Ashley, and yet I'm in the.
Now she's dancing against me.
But we had to.
It's a lot of fun.
But I tell you what you see in your head at 63, thinking that you're still 23. So when we started.
First off, never would have figured that. My mind's blown.
Right,
I wouldn't have figured that at all.
When we started, because I had tricks, man, I pulled these tricks out. I want to do this one, I want to do this. And I could do it, man. No. I tried to do a cartwheel.
No? Not happening?
Not even.
Wow.
So
I'm doing 5 a day. Just saying. I'm doing 5 a day.
Cartwheels?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have.
You got to stretch it out.
Working with me.
Work it out.
And so I
Hamstrings stay really
There
tight.
you go. I like
But
it.
I mean, so yeah, what you see and what you get are two different
things.
'Cause I thought for sure, hey, this is my thing. I'm a dancing fool.
That's right.
I won a disco dance contest back in '78, and I tripped to London, Paris. Oh, that's right, '78. And I
Oops.
didn't
Wait
think
a minute.
about it.
I know the answer. You wasn't alive then. I know. Okay.
I'm an 80 baby. I'm not far behind, so it's fine.
I was 18.
Oh, wow.
So I graduated in '78 when I was 18 and went to legal tender and took home the prize.
Nice.
And
She's like,
awesome.
I did that. I took
did
home the
that.
trophy.
And
Yes.
I thought I'm sore, I am stiff, I got a personal trainer help me with some weight training so I can.
Good Lord, she's going all out with it.
Time
it's
is too
I'm not-
funny.
No, it's dead serious.
It sounds like a ton of fun, though.
It is.
It is funny. You know what? The funnest part about it, and I know this is going to sound just like I'm lying. The funnest part about it is because I don't get out anymore. My son graduated, he's 26. I don't have but one child, and my husband, he comes home at 7:30 when he wants, because he's an attorney, he works hard. I am home alone
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
So the fact that now I have a reason to get out
Right.
and meet new people.
Very nice.
That I knew actually say hi, but not anything further.
Right.
And so, yeah, you're never too
Too old to
get
learn.
out
Yeah.
and do something. And,
Yeah.
whether I'm helping the kids or dancing hard or meeting people, it don't matter. I'm having the time of my life.
It's productive
because
too,
I
yeah.
haven't done shit.
Right.
I mean,
She's
just
like, I ain't
when
done nothing.
when COVID came,
Man, COVID
when COVID
messed
came,
up.
my hair was blacker than hers, and it was short. I looked like Kris Jenner. People stopped me on the road. Now look at me.
You gotta look at it as it's a fine wine thing.
You
That's
rock
why you
it,
gotta
though,
look
Sarah.
at it.
You
Right.
rock
You
it.
gotta look at it like a fine wine.
I look at that picture. She goes, okay, well, if y'all want to take your own headshot. So I sent her this picture.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, that's not gonna know
Ma'am,
who
is
that
that?
is.
That's not. Nope. That's not gonna work.
A little more.
I think you sent a picture of your child. I
Yeah.
think your picture.
Exactly.
We've been meeting at least twice a week.
Right?
We're probably
You don't
about to
think
ramp
about
it up
that.
to 3. Yeah. Because it's
so
August
when is
3rd.
the August 3rd?
Yeah.
So I've got a little bit of
go
time.
Makes them today?
It's go time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean.
So does
it's
the Whistle
hard to
Stop have like
practice
a web address or something?
They do
Is
have
this
a website.
is this
Donate
televised?
Yes.
Can we watch it?
Yeah, you can.
They will.
For $600
There you go.
buy some tickets.
Hey, can we use those tax write-offs?
Yes, you can.
That's right.
Yes, you
Buy
can.
a table from this girl. $12. You got 8 people there.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. I like it.
Let's get Ashley on that book.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye, Sarah.
That is too funny. That's it.
She's serious.
That
She
is
wasn't
awesome.
even cheating back behind. She's like, I'm going
That's
home.
awesome.
She's a hoot. We met here, before I
Oh,
bought the
really?
store. She was one of the customers that would come to the tastings, and then I started managing the store, and we've known each other. And then whenever so they pick 10 celebrities, and they match them with 10 actual dancers that the Whistle Stop uses. So we're the celebrities that
As
2
far
of-
as like
of
celebrity,
10.
is it like business owners?
Yeah,
Is it
well-
people of the community? Like,
I got one already.
And I bet Mitzi will sign up.
oh gosh.
Mitzi will sign up.
So I don't know if you know this. So Stephanie is the president of what we call the Ice House Museum in Silsbee.
Oh.
It is one of the oldest ice-producing factories
Oh, that's awesome.
in the entire state.
Wow.
Dancing competition for a fundraiser. I love it. Fantastic.
It's so fun
That's how
because
stuff works.
we keep
I
all
have to
we
wear a
keep it all to
can-can
ourselves.
dress?
Like what song you're doing, what dance. Yeah.
Oh, that's rude. Yes. I've already said I got nice legs. I got a hitchhike. Oh.
Mine are tanned up at the moment. I got good legs. They
So
got
so
a little
August
bit of
3rd.
ink on them, but I got good legs.
Roy's tried to ask a couple times, is there like a link or how to?
There is.
Like if
Yes,
we like
how do you get
we
it? How
can't
do-
if we
yes.
can't make it, or obviously we may not buy a table, whatever
Yes.
the case may be. But let's just say we want to donate to Ashley and Lake Street Liquor, or however,
Yes.
whatever you're under.
So
Can we
it
do
is-
that externally?
Yes, I have a QR code up there on the counter with my dance partner and I, and actually he's going to be coming. He's a ghost hunter. He's a dancer,
What?
and
You
he's
ghost hunter?
also
Ghost hunter, really?
a
I got
ghost-
so
This
many
is so
questions.
cool. He has the spirit guides, and I.
You're
gonna
so
be
spirits, so it works out great. You see the connection? I see how this
that?
works.
We're gonna go to the whistle stop. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we like to do.
You should get a whole bunch of sheets, or just like buy a cutout and just like make ghosts.
Stop it.
Make spirits.
I can hang them from the
And you
ceiling
could-
and have them jiggling. Like,
100%.
Like if you got some cool stuff in the back, like a Blanton's or something.
wow, genius.
Spirits with the spirits.
I like it.
Bless it.
This
You
is
can
why.
have a-
This is why I'm the
You can have a
brains.
spirit hunt in your store.
We could have a spirit.
Yeah.
That's
There you
a
go.
great idea.
A
This is
spirit-
why people keep us around.
We
a
could have a
spirit
spirit
scavenger hunt.
scavenger hunt.
There you go.
The ghost hunt with
Remember
the
that,
ghosts.
Mitzi. She won't forget. She
With
won't
the ghost
forget.
hunter. You
Yeah.
could have
ghost-
a
With the ghost
hunt the
hunters,
spirit.
yes.
Hunt the
Because
spirits
we're
with the
going to be
ghost
kind of like,
hunters.
yeah, we got to promote. Because I mean, I need to be on the billboard. Hello, like
Yes,
I don't
we
want
need
to
to
lose.
get you
Do you really
Sarah?
want to be on the billboard?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I own a business. I need people to come here and buy my stuff.
Please buy our
We
stuff.
just
I
talked
feel
about
like
you can
you're-
get stuff
I feel
at
like you're doing
Walgreens.
that already because we've literally seen like person after person after
Oh,
person.
No, yeah. And every one of them has been great.
Yes, carries Jethro T boots, so she's got competition.
Excuse me?
They carry what?
Is that like boots?
It's a
As
real
in
thing?
BOOTH, comma to the top S? Is that like that thing
It's
or?
like the Louisiana boot.
Like
Oh,
licking
okay.
a boot.
This is a legit thing you bought?
Yes, Jethro
Apparently, Jethro T boot.
It was on sale for $8.99.
$8.99. Heck yeah.
Jethro
We're
T
popping that
boots.
one next time I come over.
Oh my God. No, we're not.
So
Yes, there's
since
a diner.
we've been drinking whiskey, we do whiskey on our show. That's what it's all about. You seem like you know what you're talking about whenever it comes to whiskey. Have you always been a whiskey drinker? Did you
No.
not get into it until you started doing
Until I
this?
started doing this.
Really?
The first year I managed the store, whenever I realized it was like National Bourbon Day, I was like, wait, National Bourbon Day, like that's a thing. I was like, dude, we need to have a tasting.
Yeah, something.
So I picked.
sorry.
So we did like Bullet, we did Blade and Bow, we did 1792 small batch, like when you could actually get 1792.
Right.
And a couple of other ones I don't remember. I mean, this was a while back, but this was
Hey, you see the box they got?
Lagavulin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's selling fast too. No, it wasn't even a thing like it is now. Obviously, you know, it wasn't
God.
before he left, and never mind.
I will pay you to keep it.
Forget it. Forget it. So,
I'll pay you to keep it.
Blade and Bow is my gateway drug.
Really?
Your bottle, I'm kind of getting in, you know, I'm just now getting into it, or I'm looking for something just different. I don't want to spend more than $50 or $60, and I'm like, have you had Blade and Bow? That's kind of just been where I
a
go
good
with
one.
it, because even though my palate's very developed compared to what it was back then, but you can still go to that bottle and it's like, dude, this is good juice. Like,
Yeah.
it's solid, it's easy. I think it's a crowd pleaser, and it's better than Bullet, you know.
Right.
So yeah, it's a solid $50 bottle, and that's kind of where we start. But I usually, you know, when guys look for stuff, I'm like, what do you drink on a regular basis? You know, like what's your go-to bottle? And then you can usually gauge
Ooh,
what they
side
like and what
note,
they
since
don't
you
like.
said guys are looking for. Do you ever get the? Well, you're a
Females?
woman, you don't. Why should I ask you what to buy?
Oh,
God.
100%. Okay,
No, I mean it's.
no.
She said guys come in,
I have a whole story about that, because I'm a little sassy.
and it's a real like we talk about
No,
it all
it's
the
a real
time.
thing.
Women in whiskey.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, sir, how can I help you? You know, you looking for anything particular? You know, my normal spill. And he goes, well, I'm looking for a gift. You know, my buddy likes something else. I'm like, okay, so we're doing finished, right? So he said, I said, why don't you
How
do,
you doing?
what's up, Steven? This is who I bought the store from.
Oh,
Hey, how are you?
nice.
Good.
We're doing a podcast.
We are live.
Yeah.
No, you're good,
you're
buddy.
Good.
100%. She's like, holy shit. The look on her face is surprised. She's like, what the hell? There's a camera and all kind of shit.
She was like, I am not camera ready.
It's facing this way.
Also, I like put on a dress.
Ta-da!
I love
This
that.
is it.
She's like, I'm ready.
She's like,
So
actually.
College Station in purple and gold. Score today. Oh man.
Oh, that is too funny.
So I told this guy, I said, dude, look, Rabbit Hole Derringer. I mean, like,
Right.
that's a good bottle. For the finished, people that love the finished bourbon, that is very popular. I mean, it does well every year at Smoke and Barrel. It really does. And so he goes, oh, okay, all right, well, let me call my buddy.
Really? Like you pulled the let me call my buddy while you were standing there.
Yes. While I'm like
You should-
thoroughly going through.
Like, it's always hard
what
in the
does
moment.
he drink?
But you should have been like, okay, well, let me go grab my broom and get back in the kitchen.
And it wouldn't have been on that thing neither.
Oh my God, he's wearing it out already.
He is. Yeah, that is really
That's
good.
really good. That pinhook is.
Okay, so kind of a little side thing there. But, I mean, it's for real. Like, you hate
It's
to
real.
hear it.
Yeah, it's real.
'Cause-
So now I've gotten to where, like, at first I would kind of like, I would just back down and I kind of wouldn't say anything because I like when people don't know that I own the store. I like for people, some people are like, I'm walking around, like fronting bottles when it's crazy on a Friday, I'm kind of just watching everything and they're like, hey, do you work here? And I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. How can I help you? I love that because it's not important. They don't need to know that I own it or run it or whatever. And so now I've gotten a little more outspoken. And so I'll just straight up tell them, like, honestly, I actually know what I'm talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I drink bourbon. I pick all the barrels for the store. Like, you can trust me, But I've kind of established a customer base big enough to where, and I think I've made a big enough impact, at least on social media, for people to understand, like,
Right.
she's not just going to bullshit you in front of,
It's not just for the sale of that bottle,
No,
or
it's really
it's
not.
not.
Because if there's a bottle that I don't like, I'm not going to lie and say I like it. Like, that's just not my
Just
thing.
don't mention it at all.
Right.
That's my thing.
That's not
if
my
I don't
thing.
like it, then I'm just not going to
Yeah.
even talk about it.
No, but if I'm asked a straight up question like, hey, well, what do you think about this one? Honestly, dude, look, this is how it drinks.
Yeah.
This is how, or I've never tasted it before, had it. Say you don't have it, but I've never had that, but I can tell you what I know is good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
mean-
how it's supposed to be, I think.
No, and it should. And I mean, there's a reason. Like Nancy Fraley, her nickname is the Nose. Like, women really have a great palate if you just stop and listen, and let them try it, and let them tell you what they think.
Yeah.
Most of the time, their palates are better than
Especially
men's.
when
Like,
they're
let's be
passionate about it.
honest.
Like, take Brandy, for example, okay? When Brandy and I went on our anniversary trip to Fredericksburg, we went to Sister Creek, one of her favorite wines on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went through notes and, like, she would be like, oh, I
Right.
get this. And I'm like, not a wine guy, but I'm like, how the
Sure.
do that? And she's like, what do you mean? I was like,
Yeah.
I don't see how you get those notes because
Yeah.
you normally drink like neutral spirits. You're normally like vodka and
Right.
white rums, white tequila,
Right.
and stuff
Right.
like that. So I'm like, how do you pick up those notes
Yeah.
off that wine? She's
Yeah.
like, I just do it. So it's very
And
interesting.
here's the thing too, guys. Like, we all taste different things, and that's okay too. Like, how boring would it be if we all tasted the same and we
Yeah.
all liked the same stuff and like that's the beauty of
It would
it.
cut
Like
down on your
it would
SKU
suck.
count a lot.
It would.
Let's
It would be
be
basic.
honest.
You
Yes.
put one bottle of vodka,
Yep.
one bottle of gin,
Yeah.
one bottle of scotch,
It would
one
be
bottle of
terrible.
bourbon.
And
that's
really
what I
would.
sell.
Right. And like even with the wine room, it's the same. If it's whatever, like there's certain things that you can learn about someone's palate within like one or two questions, and then you're like, oh, okay, well then you should try this one, or stay away from that one
Yeah.
because if you stick to 93 and 98,
This was gonna blow you out of the
don't
water.
Yeah, this is gonna put you
go
on your
buy
knees.
Jack
Yeah.
Single Barrel
Right.
Yes, do not do that.
Work your
because
way
you're not
up.
gonna like it.
So Just a couple of comments. I have completely ignored the comments.
Oh, yeah?
We get to talking.
That's why we put the computer on your end.
I know, right?
He's not doing his job.
No, you're not. I got the board.
Kevin, who I was actually hanging out with last night, he said, I drove from Vidor to get the hats. You've got my support.
Aww.
Charmaine, who actually works for,
Yes, she works
Yes.
for a law.
she said, I love those shirts.
Thank you.
Charmaine?
We love
Yeah, she
Charmaine,
good.
but she loves the Straight Outta Blanton shirts.
So wait a minute, I'm curious. Is that available on the 3X?
Yes, I have to see.
Man,
You
man
might have bought-
sizes.
Yes.
Big body. There's
Yes.
a reason I go by full body. There's a reason. Yes.
Okay, so the story behind the shirt is I did come up with it because I was sick of people asking for Blantons when we first opened back up, okay? So I called my girl at T-Shirt Warehouse and I said, Dawn, this is gonna sound crazy. I don't even know if you know about bourbon or not, but I'm like, you know the Straight Outta Compton? She's like, well, yeah. I said, I needed to say Straight Outta Blanton's, and she died because her husband's a bourbon drinker.
Right.
And she actually got it. So I was like, okay,
That's awesome. Yes.
So I was like, look, I'm ordering for my staff and like, that's it. So we wore them. And like I said, no, we're only doing it for a year. Like these are our staff shirts.
Yeah.
And we'll only wear them. And everybody kept saying, dude, I'll give you $50 for one. I'll give you $40 right now. I mean, like and I was like, sorry, they're allocated.
Oh. You pulled the card.
You pulled the allocation card on a shirt.
That's jacked up.
That's good.
Yes.
I can.
So it created
touche.
a little demand for the shirt. Okay.
That's too funny.
Just kind of threw it back out there.
Right.
And then I said, you know what? It's good advertisement. I mean, I did
It
put my
is.
logo on
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah.
And then I added where
You
the
can't
cool
see it.
kids
Your
go.
hair.
No, you can't.
Where the cool kids go.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
I do have one. Funny story. I wore that shirt to the Garrison Brothers bottling and labeling that we did.
Oh, really?
Because I have a Blanton shirt. So I had to step back in front of 20 people and like, hey,
Let everybody read it.
this is not Blanton.
Yeah.
I'm telling you we're straight out of
Yeah.
last one because it's not here. So then everybody, okay,
Then everybody loves it. Yeah.
So is there a follow-up to the Straight Outta Blanton's shirts?
There is a follow-up to the shirt. They will soon be in production.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
So stay tuned. If you
Yes.
don't follow...
Platforms is enough for me to
Okay.
handle.
So Instagram and Facebook.
I mean, do I need anything else?
I feel you'd
Not
be.
Twitter.
I feel you'd
I
thrive
mean,
on Twitter.
TikTok.
TikTok.
You could...
What?
God.
But,
My kids even
What?
saw.
okay.
That
Instagram and
opens a whole
Facebook.
can of worms.
Yeah.
Search
Like,
Lake Street Liquor. You'll see a big picture of her. Like this.
yeah, like that's a.
You'll know it when you see it. Follow
feel
them on
like-
Instagram and Facebook.
funny.
It's
Yeah.
a ton of fun. She does make great content. Why did you lean in? So, as the social media guy, kind of
Yeah.
in this whole thing, I followed you. Like I told you earlier, we were talking. I followed you very early on, and I was like, "This is so cool. This is fun. It's hilarious. More liquor stores need to do stuff like this. This is so cool." Why? Like why?
Which part?
Why did
All
you
of it?
choose to go the route of social media? And
Oh, well, because I feel. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
like
I
we
mean,
said,
what
it's
are we
you.
all doing every day?
That's true.
What are we doing? It
Because
doesn't cost
you are
me anything.
vulnerable. at that
Yes,
point.
I am. And it did take. It was a big step. I mean, even like the microphone thing is silly, but that is a big deal because you're like, oh God, okay. So it's another just side of me. How much of me do I really want to
Sandwiches
just
are
kind of
being
put out there?
opened.
Oh yay, they're eating a sandwich. Yes, we got sandwiches from Coolers today, y'all, and they're awesome. They even delivered them for me. Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Don't forget the gravy and the jalapeno mayo too.
The gravy.
Yes,
Interesting.
that's how we do it over here.
The gravy.
You
and
put brown.
Perception been as you've kind of grown your following on Instagram and stuff? Because you do some funny videos, and then there's
It's
the
been
serious
awesome.
ones like,
Yeah.
hey, look, yes, I do have this bottle. No, you cannot walk in and just like I've
Yeah.
seen you do
Yes, I have. And it's funny because like I have some of my close guy friends will text me and they're like, "Can we just like vent to us? You know, maybe not say so much, you
Can
know?
you
Like
rein it
we can
back
have a
just little bit?
session,
Yeah.
you know." And I'm like, "No, I think it is
You should
to
have
a
a group
certain
therapy.
extent."
That's what we do.
Yeah. To a certain extent, I think it is important because some of those posts take me an hour or an hour and a
Right.
half going through and like fine tuning it because I don't want to set the wrong tone.
No, absolutely.
I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm just trying to. I mean, it's educational. There's people that really don't know the game.
Right.
People send their wives in all the time, and they're like, "Well, do you have any Eagle Rare? Okay, well, can you order me some?" And I'm like, "Ma'am, that's not how it goes."
And that's the trick is you send the wife in or you have the wife call.
Yes.
We get it in the boat. I'm in boating.
Oh yeah.
I get it in the boating industry all the time, and you can hear the husband in the background go, "No, ask him or say this.
Yes.
Put him on the phone, please."
Yes.
Put the dude
Jesus.
Okay, so I have a really good story for this session too. We had a lady come in one day and she was genuinely great. She was like, "I'm good." She was like, "Okay, so this sounds really crazy, but like I'm looking for this specific bourbon and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I have to get this bottle so I can get this, like, I don't know if it was a sell or a certain commission for, this certain,
Right.
It was a higher up guy within the company." And so I'm like, "Absolutely, what is it?" She was like, "Pappy Van Winkle?" And I'm like,
"Ma'am."
I said, "Ma'am."
Ma'am.
I said, "Okay, you really look like you honestly have no idea." She goes, am I even saying it right? So you can tell. She genuinely didn't know what she's talking about. I said, "Who sent you in here for that?" And so she told us the story. She said, "Look, we were in a meeting, with all of the agents, and I was like, well, how do I get that? Maybe it was like a bonus or something." And so he goes, "Well, I tell you what, you bring me back a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle, and I'll sign that deal for you," or whatever. And she's like, "Oh my God, it's on. So you're the first place I stopped." And I said, "I got something better." She said, "What?" I was like, "Go buy a bottle of Jack Daniels. And we're going to put it in a gift bag.
Oh, no.
And we're going to put tissue paper in it. And as soon as he opens it, you're going to say, 'Don't ever jack with me like that again.'"
Oh, I love it.
And she did.
That's
You're
awesome.
awesome.
I said,
I love it.
that is the
hilarious.
worst mission someone could
That
ever.
was terrible. Like,
And
why?
she's blood red by this point.
Oh,
She's
I'm
like,
sure.
"I'm so embarrassed." And I said, "Girl, we got you. We got you.
Don't ever jack with me.
Don't jack with me again."
I love
And so
it.
she did. I mean, hopefully she got the deal out of being a smart ass, but maybe not.
No, that's
funny.
awesome,
Don't ever
though.
jack with me again.
Because people that don't know, honestly,
They
don't
really
know.
don't know, and you can tell. And so I tell all of them here, like, watch your tone
Yeah.
whenever we, have someone, because yes, it is exhausting, and yes, we do get tired of it. But even if it is someone
But
that
you
knows
can
the
still
game,
have fun with it.
you still You're like, "Oh, of course,
And-
yeah, that's what everybody comes in here for." Like, really, what do you want?
Yeah.
I mean,
and you have to respect it a little bit. Like, at least they're asking, especially the ones that are serious about it. Like,
right.
or that are your regular customers or what.
That's different.
You have to respect it a little bit in a way.
Yes.
Right.
But you can, like, those that are in the game and know what they're asking for, like, if you jack with them a little bit and play and, like, make it a thing, I think they would respect that a little bit.
Yeah, but dude,
I would hope at least.
Yeah, but
like,
here's the
Because
deal.
if I walked in, you don't know me from
No,
Adam.
no.
I've never been here before.
And they won't even go
But
over
if I
there.
walk-
They walk straight to the counter.
Right. And if I walked in and I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for," everybody knows I'm a Penelope
Yeah.
fan. Rio's hard to get.
Yeah.
Do you have a Penelope Rio in the back?
Right.
And you're like, you and everybody else in this town would like
Exactly.
one too. And I'd be like,
Exactly.
"Ha, yeah, I get it."
Right.
And then we would spark a
And that's kind of
conversation.
we play off of that, yes.
And you'd be like, "Oh, since you're looking for the Amberana, you know what I have on the shelf
Exactly.
over there?"
Well, and that's how I push the red line element so much, is because I do know that now. And then Barrel came out with an Amberana that's delicious, and so it just
But that
how
would-
much cinnamon bomb do you want? Because we can go
It can-
this route or this
Right,
route.
it can work both ways because
and you're
now
right.
I feel like you actually understand what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Right.
So there's that respect.
Right.
You know I'm actually looking for something because I didn't ask for Blanton's. I asked
Exactly.
for something that not a lot of people are looking for, but a lot of people are looking
Right.
for. So we start. I now have a respect for you. We start talking.
Right.
But you have a sales point, and you're like, "Okay, I can get this guy."
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I buy a bottle. We've made a relationship.
Yep.
Now it's fun.
No, it is, and that's how that starts too. I mean, there's nothing more than I love. Like, okay, yeah, let's have a whole conversation.
Yeah.
To me, that's what it's about. It's about, hey, let's pour this and toast and let's talk about what do you taste and what do I taste and whatever. But
And the next time I walk through the door, I'm not Joe Blow. Now it's,
yes.
"Hey,
Got you.
Rio."
That's right. Yeah. And if I have something that dropped recently or whatever that I know, like, dude, I think you'll like this. Look,
Yeah.
I got something in, and it is cool that way. But the thing about it too is that the guys that shop here all the time don't ever ask for stuff. You know, that's like, I don't know, the weird side of it, you know, is like, I might offer them, like, I've got customers all the time that never ask for anything. So when I do get like some Eagle Rare in, or, you know, like, have some extra barrel proof Elijah in the back, and I know they're higher proof fans, you know, I'm like, hey dude, I got one. They're like, you know what? I still have another bottle, like, save that for the next guy, you know, or I'm good. I got a couple backups of the Eagle Rare at home. Like, I don't want to be greedy. And like,
or if you really, really need to sell like expensive stuff, call Chuck. He'll spend all the money.
I'll just
Like,
start putting it in
he'll
a
buy
basket. I put it in a basket with a K Luke, and it's sold.
It's sold
Yeah.
immediately. So since you,
Yes, he is.
from what I understand, he always did great picks.
Yes.
And then he turns into this whiskey company,
Yep.
and now he's got this thing that is blowing up on social media.
It is.
If Chuck could turn blue in the face and probably pass out from talking about it, he would. So how's that been? How's the reception been? You said earlier that you and Jonathan have a good relationship.
We do. He is a great guy. This was one of those things that kind of dropped, and people are like, oh my God, I don't know if I want to spend $120 on a blended, you know, 4-year, 5-year, whatever whiskey. And so you kind of have to, that's another one, like, you've got to share it. You've got to let people taste it versus just sitting there. And so the owner of the distributor reached out to me. He's like, hey, let's get some stuff going. Like, what can we do? I said, we need Jonathan. Like, get him here. Let him.
Well, that's a
sell
big
it.
ask.
Well, but he's so. I mean, he loves that kind of stuff. He's like you guys, you know, and like us to come do a tasting. And I mean, we had a whole wish list, and so we had to wait until the rye batch toasts of now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're all
Yeah.
gone.
The guy that was in here earlier grabbed the rye. I put it on. I put it over. Like, we had him sitting right here. I was thinking they would
You
be on
didn't buy
camera.
one?
Well,
The
so,
toasted rye was a huge hit. Like,
So I went
there
to
were
a-
nine guys requested
Yeah.
that
so
night.
I went to a little get together last night. Barry Brinegar, the co-founder of RD1, was in town, and he kind of got with us all. And they had the K-Luke Rye Batch 2 there, and one of the guys was talking about, well, I think Batch 3 is dropping soon. Da 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 da. And I immediately jumped on Facebook, and I was like, I know Chuck posted something.
Yeah.
And I was like, da, da, da. And I was like, this one? And he was like, it's Batch 3. Where's that at? And I was like, Lake Street, I'll be there tomorrow. And he was like, dude, you've got to try Batch 2, and I promise you'll love Batch 3 because you're a huge rye guy. And I'm like,
Yes.
perfect, I'll be there tomorrow.
We've literally,
No.
all three. We only
Does he
had
get
3
commission?
cast strength. No, we only had 3 cast strength and 1 toasted rye left this morning.
Where's the name? I'm getting you a name tag.
Yes, I should. I should get him the Chuck.
Magnet that took the door when I walked in.
Yeah.
But you can make him a shirt. I do not work here. Air quotes, not.
It's awesome.
Good Lord.
No, but I think that's really cool. Somebody like Jonathan, who's and
It's
it's
very personable.
Masano.
Masano.
Jonathan Masano was a liquor store owner that turned into he's an NDP, but he's now got a whiskey company called K Luke. Like, that's cool.
It's very cool.
And like in like people like our head, it's like that's the dream. Like, right? Like, you go from a liquor store owner to now you've got a whiskey company,
That's
and you're
right.
like, holy crap!
I think I've made it.
How cool is that?
Yes. He's definitely the cool kid.
Yes, that is
There you
the
go.
He
cool
is the
kid.
cool kid.
But we were talking a little bit earlier. Whoa, that's moving.
It's okay.
About whether or not you were a whiskey drinker, and you didn't get into it into this. So pre this, what was your drink of choice?
I mean, I like good beer. I'm an amber girl.
Like craft beer?
I like
good
craft beer, good
Okay.
beer. Yeah. Real beer, you know.
Did you say real beer?
Yeah, she and I had a conversation earlier off camera about Coors Light, how I refer to it as water,
It is carbonated water.
carbonated water.
That's probably the reason I drank it whenever we were at the George Strait
Yes.
concert. That was what I was drinking all night because I was just like, oh my God, it's so fucking hot.
I've never been like a mixed drink girl.
Really?
Because it's just, I mean, it's sugary, it's
Yeah.
sweet, like you get headaches and hangovers, and I was never like down for that. I mean, I enjoy a glass of wine, and you know, I never really thought I would be good at selling everything on the shelf here.
Again, with the patting yourself on the back thing. That's twice on this show.
I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. That is the last thing I thought I would be doing with my life. Okay.
I own a liquor store.
I own a liquor store.
All right.
Here, Jesse has to come out pretty explain hello.
Jesse? Okay. Jesse's, that's right.
Probably.
Oh my.
Or she's pissed off at somebody at the red light because, you know, she likes to complain about the traffic.
She does like to complain about traffic, which gets me through my day because I drive in traffic all the time. So.
All right. So, if you had to walk over to the whiskey aisle right now and pick
grab a
one
bottle?
thing off the shelf,
Why do you
not
do
a
this
store
to me?
pick,
How do you do this to me? Okay.
not an LTO that's in the back. What's on your shelf right now? You had to grab one. What are you doing?
Just like an everyday.
Green River Rye.
If it's on your
for
shelf
me,
right now, because I mean, I do see that you've got the Old Elk cigar cut.
Yeah.
You've got some Rabbit Hole Derringer. You've got some Kentucky Owl. It's on your shelf, so obviously you sell it. So whatever, I don't care if it's bottom shelf benchmark number 8
Okay.
or if it's top shelf.
So a staple for me is Old Forester 1910. Like,
That's the bottled in bond, correct?
that's,
Or no? Which one's the 1910?
I don't know, but I feel there's a bottle somewhere close.
I actually do have a bottle
Oh
of
my
that.
gosh.
Told you.
Sorry. Yeah.
Told you.
Let's have that. It is a lower proof.
Old fine whiskey, 93
but
proof.
you've never had this?
Well, but I couldn't
Okay,
remember like
I
the
think,
1920,
honestly,
the 1910. Like which one was
Old-
the bottom
I
and
think
bond,
Old-
double oak,
Okay.
da-da-da-da-da.
I think Old Forester is just very underrated.
In the
but
20, you get a 1915.
Oh my god.
Kind of blend it.
that's what people are doing now.
So Old Forester
On
store
social
picks,
media.
every one of them that I've had are
I know.
They're good.
I know.
Bah.
I'm a small guy, so I kind of.
Are you?
Not very
Are
important.
you small guy?
Yeah, I feel like I am. I mean,
No.
that's. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, because I feel like I have to fight for a lot. People don't realize that. So,
Is there bad blood between Lake Street and the store with a ghost on it?
no, not at all. No, not on this side.
I had to
at
process
least.
that for a second. I was trying to
Well,
figure out
like
what you
we have the rabbit store,
Yes.
we
Yeah.
have all the fermented grapes.
Yes.
Which is total wine.
No, but I mean that is.
There's the now we can have the ghost store.
Yes.
Well,
You know what I mean?
there-
Like there's,
Well, that's
I try not
another-
to say things that we don't associate. Like Lake Street liquor, I'll say
Right,
that
right,
all
right,
day
right.
long.
Yes.
Longhorn
Yeah.
liquor, I'll say that all day
Right,
long.
right. No, I mean look. There's room for all of us. How I feel. Like I'm not like anyone else. I don't want to be like anybody else. The bigger deal with them, I guess what makes it a little more competitive for us is that, at least for me, is that they are a chain. You know, they do have 3 locations, and so their volume is obviously way more than me. So when people say, "Oh, yeah, you're a competitor" or whatever, I'm like, dude, I don't even consider them my competitor. I genuinely don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like it's even necessary to even go down that road because walk in there and walk in here. We're
It's
two
different.
completely different environments. We do 2 completely things, and I want everybody to, you know,
Yeah,
to
'cause
be successful.
I
Like,
feel
there's
the one time
definitely
I
no bad
walked
blood.
into the spooky store,
Spooky.
what I'll call it.
Okay, we'll go with that. The
Yeah.
spooky store, not the ghost store. The
I felt
spooky
very
store.
corporate when I walked in there.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yes. Very corporate, very rigid.
Would you like some?
Here it is. If you want it, you great. If you don't, get down the road. Kick rocks, whatever you
Really?
want to refer to it. Yes.
Because, I mean, I knew they were more of a chain type of store, but it's only 3 locations. Like, they're not massive.
Is that butterscotch?
So, let me ask you this in the kind of that same vein. Is there plans for Lake Street Liquor to expand?
Everybody always asks me that. So
I feel at some point you might want to do it. Maybe. I mean,
I know. Look, Chuck's over there.
Put you
Like
on the spot.
he just started eating faster. Like he's I mean,
you gotta
obviously
love Chuck.
that's not something that's like out of the question, but I mean, at the same time, I kind of have to remind myself when I do beat myself up, like, oh no, or so and so got
Right.
this. Like, what is the deal? I have to remind myself we were closed for a year and 3 months.
oh wow.
I'm
Really?
a new owner coming into it. I've started at our grand opening.
14th's my birthday.
Oh, that's
But-
cool.
So you're only 3 years
I'm
into this.
still,
For some
like-
reason, it feels like it. Maybe it just
An
feels like it.
infant. in the business world, as
You
a
are.
business owner, I'm still like
absolutely.
in infant stages.
Yeah,
So
you're still cutting your teeth.
I am, and I do feel like I've gained a lot of ground in the short amount of time. But I think back to like, why do I do the social media thing? It takes that. I'm not convenient for everybody. I'm not big for everybody. I'm not, you can get whatever you want pretty much. If maybe they don't want, what I have at Kroger, but this'll do. So when you talk about convenience, I literally have to, we as a team, have to give you a reason to come here.
I feel your reason is the experience.
It is the experience.
And the customer
I
service.
want you to have an experience here.
I'll admit, so when we were when we went to JT Meleck for our show, me and the wife stayed in Lafayette, and Sunday we hit up like Karchner's and the Best Stop and all the good. We were getting all the good stuff.
Yeah.
And whenever we were at Karchner's, I turned around and they had a JT.
Chocolate cherry?
Yes, but I don't have any. That would be, I know what bottle it comes in too.
Not the Kuipers.
No, Bellini. Ballini, I believe, or what?
Ballotine?
Ballotine. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, but I don't have any.
We stopped at Karchner's and we were getting some stuff and we were checking out, and I turned around and they had a JT Meleck, and it was just the regular small batch, and it was like batch 224 or whatever we were in town. And I was like, ooh, that's like the newest one. I don't have that one. I'll go ahead and buy it.
Yeah.
It's not but what, $40 or whatever it is.
Right.
Cool. And it was a Sunday, and I was like, oh shit, we're driving through Lake Charles, and you can buy liquor on Sunday here.
Right.
Y'all are closed.
Yeah.
What's the decision behind that? Because you have more like Texas hours and days that you're open. What was the kind of the business decision behind that? Because I could walk in here on Sunday and buy liquor if you were open, correct?
Well, yes, but I have a family.
I do like to be home.
That's just the side reason. The main reason is she's fixing to make a Texas expansion. She's got her hours already set.
Now he's sending me to Texas.
It's already
I don't
set.
have time for Sunday, but I can go to Texas.
There you go. West County, she works. It's a close drive. I like it. Carlos America, yes.
Yeah, so the idea of expanding obviously is
terrible.
never, I've always had in the back of my mind, did I ever think that I would be in a place to achieve that? No, that is very surreal. But I have so many people that are like, dude, if you would just if I went to Moss Bluff where I'm from, I would kill it. Because
If you were to expand.
if I were to expand first, I mean, I always have a soft spot for my hometown. I mean, I just envisioned what would make sense for me. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, I mean, heading.
You realize you even got my wife fronting shelves?
Oh.
She never does that ever.
I don't know.
We all don't work here.
I know, we all don't
Nobody.
work here.
Yeah.
I want a shirt that literally says I don't work here with the Lake Street logo.
I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to have some made so that I can hand
for
them out
special customers.
on special occasions. Like, okay, you need this shirt.
Yeah,
You've earned your shirt.
Yeah, I do
You've
not work
earned
here.
your employee shirt.
There you
Yes.
go.
Earned your air quotes.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, I really honestly haven't thought. I never thought about expanding to Texas.
I like where your head's at with the Moss Bluff thing, though. I feel that would be.
Well, I think if you're gonna do it, you need to do it where it matters to you.
Yeah.
Like,
And like I said, I mean, I know so many people because that is my hometown and that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people would come here if I was more convenient.
Oh, sure. Because, I mean, let's be honest. To
Yeah.
my knowledge, is there even a liquor store in Moss Bluff?
They go to Rouse's.
That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
knew there wasn't a dedicated, a neighborhood market, a market basket, and like a Walmart on the Bayou, which is kind of outside of Moss Bluff. So,
Yeah,
in
and
the
I'll
grand
say,
scheme of things, it makes.
coming from Moss Bluff, I mean, we are hardcore when it comes to
Yes.
I got you. You know, like you come here, I'm here. So my people that do work in Lake Charles that are from Moss Bluff, they come here.
They come, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm coming here. Or they'll text me and they'll buy in bulk. Like, all right, give me one of my guys that lives in Ragley. He drinks Crown,
There you go.
and he's like, I'll take a case
God,
of
not
half
blackberry,
gallon.
I hope.
You know,
We're not doing the blackberry shit.
we are not going there.
No, not.
Do you have any Crown Blackberry?
No,
Okay, I had to ask. Oh, he's calling you out.
it's open, Chuck. Should I raffle this off?
Yes, raffle it off. I feel like you make a killing off of
It's
it.
Robitussin.
Do you have a cough? You need to clear that cough.
Do you have a summer cold?
Crown
If
Blackberry.
So we have the
You have
remedy.
the sniffles. I have something for you.
Yeah,
And I hate that I'm sour about it, but
selling
like
it 10 milliliters at a
so-
time.
No, but I mean,
like-
you and I have talked about this previously.
Yeah.
You talked about it before we started too. You can get the Bird Dog Blackberry and have a total different flavor.
It's a whole different
and be
experience.
better and save money.
half the price,
Yes, half. You hear that?
stronger.
Half the price and
Stronger.
stronger.
So this is what I do.
Oh God.
This is what I do. I love
Are we
to
doing
do.
Are
this?
you
Are we doing
allowed to
the-
talk bad about your own product?
It's
her
I
store.
talk all I want about anything.
She's like, I can do whatever. It's my
I
damn
mean,
store.
I do what I want.
Oh, gosh.
Run this.
Okay, so we've only had 4 drops of the Blackberry Crown.
Right.
So the last drop we had 2 cases. That's it. I mean, literally, we had 2 cases. It was like going in 30 minutes, and I limited people to two bottles a person. So
Eric
we've been
said yes,
rolling through
raffle it
this
off.
because who said that?
Raffle it off.
Eric, he works.
Blackberry
Yes.
hot toddy.
Yes.
Yes.
See, you gotta mix it. If you gotta mix it, it's not good.
Dang.
Love it. Absolutely love it. If you got,
We're
you
talking
gotta
about
mix it,
bourbon.
it's not good.
We're talking about bourbon. We're talking about good stuff. We're talking about whiskey. Matthew is in the building.
Whoops.
Wow. He's like, what is going on?
Really good.
You're the star of the show. He's here, everybody. He's here.
White trashing it up.
Oh, shit.
What you doing? What you been drinking? Should never go from rye to bourbon. So the guys that come in, like, this was so funny because not this past drop, but the drop before, we got like maybe 3 cases, 5 at a time. And I just literally right in front of the bar, I stack it. I just open the boxes up.
Right.
So
Right
when they
there,
come in, I'm like,
Here,
2 per
there it
person.
is, go.
So these 2 guys come in, like 2 grown men. I mean, I'm trying to spread the love, like, don't be greedy. And I'm like, besides, y'all's really not that good. And they were like, oh man, this stuff is so good. And I was like, what are you mixing it with? Lemonade? They're like, yeah, it's so good. I'm like, okay. So I said, I want you to try something. Matter of fact, we're gonna taste them side by side. Guess what they walked out with?
The Bird Dog.
Seriously?
Oh, they got their 2 crowns.
Of course, because
because
you got us.
one, he was like, I'll buy my 2 and I'll just give them to you because that Bird Dog's better. I'm like, okay.
There you go.
So then we had another gentleman walk in, and they didn't know each other, and so he said, "Man, you coming for the Blackberry Crown?" And the guy's like, "No, sir, I'm not." And he goes, "Well, why don't you buy 2?" And I said, "Oh no, time out."
No, we're not doing that neither.
That's
No.
not how this game works.
Yeah.
At least walk
Walgreens
outside.
has all the cough syrup you need.
10 milliliters at a time. You get a pretty little cup.
Yes. And y'all, and this is even funny. I love my rep. Like, my Crown rep he's genuinely a friend of my husband and I both. And he's like, why you gotta hate on me? I'm like, it's not you.
Didn't mean
like,
to.
It's your product.
it
It's not you.
annoys. And look, it annoys.
Is it because it's
Because
just a
it's
summer
Because
release?
somebody
Because it's
else,
Crown.
literally somebody on TikTok mixed it with freaking lemonade,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
blown
But
the fuck out.
Crown
Literally.
Apple sits on the shelf every day, all day, all the time.
Not everybody likes apples.
Yeah.
Crown Peach sits on the shelf
Right.
all the time. And
But
you can mix it with sweet tea and have peach tea.
It's available.
Oh, dear. See, you're doing the thing.
Here we go.
Hey, you got any Crown Black in the back?
That's exactly what my next T-shirt should be.
Crown Black
Got
in the
any
back
of
with
that
a berry
Blackberry
on
Crown?
it?
Yeah. Did you see my meme with what's his face? You can go.
It's fine.
No, you're good.
You're good. You're good.
I'm gonna be hammered. I'm gonna park in the house.
It's fine.
I'm gonna be in the house.
Did you see my Dave Chappelle meme that I
Park up in
made?
the
I
house.
didn't. I must
Okay.
have missed that one.
Yeah.
I'm Matthew. How you doing?
Roy.
Nice to meet you.
Bucky.
Nice to meet you. I'm Matthew.
You were live on Facebook, by the way.
Yes.
And YouTube.
100%.
Hell yeah.
Wave to the camera.
all these good times come from Lake Street Liquor. If you don't know, you gotta show up and You'll find out.
This is the best advertisement you can
Love
get.
it. That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yes. He is our people.
He's not playing around either.
You've been on the boat?
No, he's been in the pool.
Oh,
on a
okay.
boat.
You've been in the pool.
He's been in the
Okay.
pool.
I'm on a boat.
Okay,
Okay.
he was on the boat.
That's my husband's best friend.
Oh,
Figured before I go.
Right.
I have one of those too. It hadn't been in the water since October. I feel you.
Let me make sure.
It's the sad thing about
Swimmer, tell me they can just get it.
So the sad thing about it, when I bought my boat, I had Bucky with me. Bucky works for a boat dealership.
Kevin said he's heard a lot about Crown Blackberry and Rum Chata.
I've heard about that one too.
That
I
don't
don't know if I can
sound
get
good.
down with that. or
Dude,
not.
that sounds like,
That's like-
a headache.
Yeah, that sounds like
a
a
massive headache.
pray into the porcelain gods.
I actually have not heard of that one. I mean, like most people just, I mean, they do. They mix it with the with lemonade.
The Blackberry Crown Lemonade thing is legit though. I mean, it's a real thing.
Like,
that
I mean, I'm
exists
just
in the
curious, like, because
Let's
I
get some
didn't know
tasting
anything
cups
about
out.
it. You know what I mean?
Have you had the bird dog?
world. Hadn't had either.
Are you really gonna make us do this on camera?
Never had either
Oh,
one.
we're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this.
Neither
Because
one.
I like. Bye, Matthew.
Bye,
Be
buddy. Have fun.
He's like, I'm good now.
He is the best.
That's funny.
He is like
Goodness.
So
literally.
we're really doing this.
Gotcha.
Okay, we're really doing
All right,
this.
this is how we're gonna end the show.
Look, you're gonna talk
Is
shit.
that how we're gonna end it?
Yeah.
We're gonna back it up, okay? Because we're gonna end this.
That's what we're. Yeah. Oh, you want to do a blind?
Oh
See,
god.
look,
Okay.
it's so sweet. It gets.
What are we doing?
Congealed-
Nah,
Chuck
it's
said you already know.
Yeah, I mean Yeah.
it's fine.
It don't need to be.
I'll be honest. I've never had either any texture.
Sugary.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh.
But watch, you don't see that with bird dog whiskey.
No, you don't even see it on
Okay,
the
so
cork.
look, let's talk about that too. So we've
Yes.
got 70 proof, and we got 80 proof.
So 10 points.
So
higher.
this is actually whiskey
This
Yes.
is actual
because
whiskey.
has to be 80 proof or higher.
For those of you that don't know,
And not
it's
Canadian.
Not Canadian.
It's not,
Not
Canadian.
Yes, not
And
Canadian.
it's real whiskey, and it's $11 cheaper in my store.
What are you talking about?
$11
talking about-
cheaper.
$20.99 for bird dog.
I'm trying to drink a closed
$20.99.
bottle of water.
I know we're all gonna need a sandwich after this.
Yes, if not two. I'm kind of fat, so
Okay, so
Penelope Blackberry coming soon. I'd buy the shit out of that.
Penelope
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would buy the shit out of
we're
that.
not gonna ruin it. Stop.
So which one are we doing
Okay,
first?
this is Crown. We're gonna
Okay.
do Crown first.
Doing Crown first.
Oh goodness.
It's blackberry.
Oh, it smells like cough syrup.
This smells like Robitussin.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it tastes like Robitussin.
Oh,
Oh. I don't know if I like you or not after this already.
There's some water over there.
Yeah.
yep, that tastes like I just took cough medicine.
See?
I got my water. I'll go ahead and promote real quick. JT Meleck. Royalty checks in the mail. JT Meleck. Oh God. Hey, we're not buying Crown. Not the blackberry one.
You know, and I almost thought about buying a bottle.
No.
No, I mean just like
Okay.
previously,
So
whenever it
this
was
is
like
the bird
blowing up.
Okay, like
So glad I
just
didn't.
can we just even at least like appreciate the difference in the nose?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's way more muted.
Yeah, way more.
It is
muted.
definitely way more muted.
Okay.
Oh, it's immediately different.
Wow.
It's very different.
It's
That almost is like
It's
somebody
blackberry
literally-
hinted.
That's like
is.
literally somebody
It doesn't
squeezed
overpower.
blackberries in that bottle.
In
like
the
if
whiskey.
you wanted to make like a weird version of like a blackberry mojito or something.
Yes.
Like but a whiskey
you could do
version,
this in it, yeah.
that would work. Cause like a little
Right.
bit of mint.
Or like put this in a blackberry cobbler.
Shut up. I know somebody makes those pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
But
My-
mix
my
that
aunts.
with like Simply Lemonade or like we sell.
No,
I love
Brady,
the
you shouldn't.
Fever Tree makes the Sicilian lemonade
I don't even
that's
know
a
if you
little
would have to-
carbonated.
Yeah, that would work.
I
But
mean,
I don't
for
even
the
know if
people
you'd
that
have
like to
do a
mix.
good
right.
thing.
But
It's called Better
like you could
Sex.
make it even more
Phenomenal
simpler
dessert.
than that, and
Right.
do like a little bit of lemon juice,
Should have to give
maybe
you the recipe.
a hint of water in
Yeah.
there, and make like a lemonade simple syrup, and do like and just do a splash of that, so that it gives it that
Just infuse the
lemonade
simple
black
syrup
fruit,
instead of-
like
yeah.
blackberry, so that you're still getting the whiskey
right.
flavor.
Because I mean, obviously, anytime you're mixing something, you're masking.
Right. This you need to mask with
Yes.
8 ounces of lemonade and
At least
2
8
ounces of this.
God, dog.
Right? That's
least
the
8
drink you're
Yes.
making. This is where I could do like a simple syrup lemonade,
There you go.
something,
I can see
and
that.
do, you know, a quarter ounce of that with 2 ounces of
Yeah.
Bird Dog whiskey, and have like a
Yeah.
weird lemonade old
You can
fashioned.
even do like a lemon and basil infused
Something,
simple
you know,
syrup.
but you
and
get
make
what
a-
I'm saying.
an
Like
actual
this,
cocktail.
you
Yeah.
can taste the whiskey. You can
Right,
you
right,
get that
right.
hint of blackberry. Like you could accent that,
You
not
can-
You know what
hide
you
it.
could do
Yeah.
with this? You could take this and get a Sonic tea and add the blackberry
A
to
Route
it.
44.
A Route 44 Sonic tea.
Route 44 Sonic. Are you making fun of my accent?
No, not at all.
Okay, thank God.
I don't think anybody from Louisiana can make fun of our accent.
Jesse
they,
talks
got,
like that.
they got all kind of accents over here.
Jessie sounds like she's from Texas.
She does. I get a little bit of that vibe. She sounds like she's from like the Houston area.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
goodness.
It's
hillbilly. Yeah.
a
She's
shame
like-
she couldn't show up.
Brooke
I know.
LeBlanc said, "Put it in jelly."
Put it in jelly. Okay. I mean, it wouldn't be out of the
Maybe
realm
so.
of. Because
All
I mean, let's be honest. You've had peach moonshine jelly before, and you loved it.
Yes, it was really good.
Oh, I mean, the blackberry moonshine is good.
Oh,
I mean, Sugarlands.
Oh, Sugarlands make
Yes.
great stuff. In fact, I was informed that I have to buy
That's kinda where
a
you
bottle
go
of
if you
the
want
banana pudding
blackberry.
moonshine before I
Oh,
leave
yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yes.
I was walking around and I was like, I'm gonna need a shopping cart. Like, can you
Yes.
get some of
Yes.
So they're wrapping up their tasting.
Yes.
So glad y'all came.
thank you for having us. by the way.
Yes. Anytime.
Roy, do you have something?
I feel like I can pull something.
So we do. I don't know how much of our show you've
I
watched,
got
but we
a-
do a last call.
I think I got one in my back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
we
I have
end,
seen that.
we,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
end the show with a last call. So I may not scream super loud, but we always got to do it. So you got to have a little something in your glass. I don't know
Okay.
what you
A
have.
little bit.
So if you're ready, Roy, we're
Sure.
gonna go ahead and do the thing. Last call for alcohol.
Good whiskey is always meant to be shared with good company. Whether it's in-state, out-of-state, little brother, boot, whatever you want to call it. Share your whiskey.
Yes. Share it.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Thank you again
That
for
1910
Yes.
having
is good,
us.
by the way.
This has been so much fun.
I like the 1910. That's a good
It's
one.
good.
That's a good one. What? Loud? No. Stop.
That's the
Oh,
coon ass
God.
coming out. We all talk loud,
We
right?
do. Yeah.
But thank you again. We really appreciate you allowing us to come here and take
Yes,
over for a
by
little
far.
while. I've had a blast.
Yes.
And thank you
Super
so
fun.
much.
Yes.
I will be back
Yes.
as a customer. If you'll have us back as a show, we'll probably
Absolutely.
do that again.
Yes.
Maybe we can actually do a Cool Kid Friday type thing.
I want to do a Cool Kid Friday.
That'd be a ton of
Yes.
fun, like, and have just people rotating in and out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not force you to be on camera the whole time.
I'm fine with
You
it.
did great. So tell everybody where they can find you on Facebook, Instagram. Do y'all have a website?
Okay, yes, we do have a website, Lake Street Liquor, ST, not the whole street. LakeStreetLiquor.com is our website. But Facebook, Instagram, and I keep everybody updated on everything. Cool Kid Fridays every Friday from 4 to 6, unless I state that we're not having one. But that's pretty much what we do.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Roy, you've been great. Ashley, you've been
try.
great. I try to do what I do.
Chuck and Mitzi have been phenomenal.
Y'all have been awesome. Thank you so
Ryan
much
and
for
Stephanie
pouring
been in the
JT Meleck
house.
the whole time. Ryan and Stephanie,
My
thank y'all
wife's
for
been
hanging
here
out
too.
with us.
She's fantastic.
Brandy,
I've
thank
never
you for
seen
being
her
the
front
driver.
before.
Thank y'all, everybody in the comments. I know I didn't have a chance to read through all of them today. You get to talking to somebody like Ashley and everybody that's here,
Right.
and you just go, and because it's good people sharing good whiskey, and that's what we do, and that's what this is all about. So thank y'all for tuning in. We've been the Functional Gentlemen. You've been awesome, and we're getting the heck up out of here.
Go Tigers. Go
Oh.
Pokes.
Go Pokes!
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes!
My tongue get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one look.